after half rain delay, we're getting underway here in Atlanta.
Glenn Dykstra just recalled from Tidewater, batting .242. He has 1 homer, 4 RBIs. He was just recalled when Mookie Wilson went on the disabled list, and he's got outstanding speed just like Mookie Wilson. He once stole 105 bases in minor league baseball. And we are underway from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium on this 4th of July before a sellout crowd. Dykstra trying to butt his way on, may do it. Hubbard picks it up, throws, and got him. Good play. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the first. Now Wally Backman, the second baseman, batting .250. No homers, 7 RBIs. Not in front of the plate. Let's see if Naylor can throw him out. I don't think he'll get him. Safe at first is Wally Backman. That's a base hit for the New York second sacker. And it'll bring up Keith Hernandez.
Rick sort of misjudges this ball and then has to surround it. He sort of breaks too far to his left. The ball took a funny hop there, and that cost him about a step and a half, and that was enough to allow him to beat the rep.
Hernandez batting only .251 to this point this season, with 4 homers, 31 RBIs. Didn't think so, but Wally Backman is out of there, picked off by Rick Naylor, who tried about 10 times to get him and finally did.
You be the judge. Either way you call that, you get an argument.
At the rate this game is going, the big 5th of July fireworks show will be presented right after the contest. Line to left center field. Murphy's not going to get there. Either is Terry Harper. Hernandez heads for second, and he will coast in with his 13th double of the season.
This is the way he hits. He pulls a few foul, you pitch him away, goes with the pitch, bingo.
So Hernandez down at second with 2 men out, picking off Wally Backman, a big play in this inning to this point, as Gary Carter steps in. Carter will probably be the starting catcher in the All-Star game. He's the leading vote getter by a wide margin right now. He's been a red-hot hitter of late, batting .345 over the last 2 weeks. And he takes low, ball 1. Rick Naylor 0-1 against the Mets this year, 2-4 against New York lifetime. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle. Hubbard can't get to that one. Hernandez is going to be way. That ball just stopped out there in the wet outfield. So no chance for a throw. It's 1-0 New York. I didn't realize it was that wet out there in shallow center field, but that ball just stopped dead, and you could really see the water splashing when Murphy came running in. Carter drives in his 35th run of the year.
Got the fastball up around the belt. Just did get by Hubbard. Now watch it. That's a familiar sight for some of us.
On the golf course.
Yeah.
Darryl Strawberry just getting back into action. Takes a strike in the inside corner. He was out with a thumb injury for almost 2 months. He's batting .207, 6 homers, 13 RBIs. Three hits in the inning now off Naylor. And the 0-1 coming. Missed low, 1-1. The check of the runner, and the 1-1 coming. Just outside, 2-1. This guy has one of the smoothest swings you'll ever see in baseball. And a 2-1 pitch on the way. The let up is line toward center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Gary Carter will stop at second base, and 4 hits in the inning now off Rick Mailer, who is not fooling anybody in this first inning. And the batter will be George Foster. Foster batting .244 with 12 homers, 35 RBIs. The Mets, like the Braves, like the San Francisco Giants, like so many teams in the National League this year, have had some difficulty scoring runs. The runners lead from first and second. And Foster takes a ball. Ray Knight waiting on deck. Now the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball missed. 2-0. One run in here in the top half of the first. Runners first and second. 2 men out. And a 2-0 pitch coming. Fouled away. Foster now in his 4th year with the New York Mets. He's 36 years old. The Atlanta bullpen starts to get ready. Rick Camp is up out there. And the 2-1 is high and outside. 3-1. Rick has not been able to throw that off-speed breaking ball for a strike in this inning. There's Camp down in the Atlanta bullpen.
I don't think it takes a Rhodes Scholar to point out that with Mr. Gooden at a 1.65 ERA, you don't want to spot him too many.
Now a 3-1 pitch coming to Foster. He walked him, and Ray Knight will step in. The Mets had been platooning at third base with Ray Knight starting against left-hand pitching, Howard Johnson starting against right-hand pitching, but neither player was having a very good offensive year. Knight still only hitting 180, but Davey Johnson for the time being has given Knight the third base job, hoping that by playing every day he can pick up on those numbers. From the windup, the pitch tonight. Again, the breaking ball missed.
Well, you're right. There's his story. If he can't throw that curveball for strikes, he's in a world of hurt.
Doesn't seem to be missing by much. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1 run in. And the 1-0 pitch coming. There's a fastball for a strike. 1-1. If Mailer can pitch out of this inning with no further trouble, the Mets will have had an inning very typical of them this year. They've had 4 hits and a walk in the inning, and so far only 1 run. Now the 1-1. Caught the outside corner. Mailer ahead in the count on Ray Knight. A ball and 2 strikes. Gary Carter is the runner at third. Darryl Strawberry at second. George Foster at first. 2 men out. We're in the top half of the first inning after a rain delay of nearly an hour and a half. And the 1-2 pitch struck him out with a fastball. Mailer out of a jam. The Mets score only 1 despite 4 hits and a walk, and they go to the bottom half of the first inning with New York leading it 1-0. Bottom half of the first inning. There's a look at the Mets defensively. An outfield of Foster, Dykstra, and Strawberry. The infield has Knight, Santana, Backman, and Hernandez. Gary Carter doing the catching. And on the mound, 20-year-old Dwight Gooden. He is 0-1 lifetime against Atlanta. And it'll be Claudel Washington, Rafael Ramirez, and Dale Murphy due up against this youngster who made the jump to the major leagues all the way from A-ball, moving from Lynchburg in 1983, where he won 19 and lost 4, to the Mets last year, where he won 17 and lost 9 and struck out 276 men in 218 innings. Washington batting .279, homers, 23 RBIs, fouls the fastball back out of play. Gooden pitching tonight for the first time all year with only 3 days rest. He was originally slated to pitch tomorrow night, when then the Mets realized if they kept him on that 4 days rest between starts program, he'd pitch only twice more before the All-Star break. By starting tonight, he can pitch 3 times. At least 1 for Washington. At least 2 for Claudel. He's gone to third. And he's going to make it without a throw. Washington really deked out the Mets defense. He slowed down just a little bit going into second. They thought he was going to stop. When he didn't, he took off for third. He's got a triple.
And with this big mob screaming, the shortstop Santana couldn't give Backman any help at all. First of all, Strawberry has trouble coming up with the ball in right field. He's sliding around in that mud. You see that there. But everybody thought Washington was going to be content, and then right there, as he saw Strawberry throw toward the cutoff man, he took off again.
So a good job of base running there by Claudel Washington. And now Rafael Ramirez batting .262, 3 homers, 29 RBIs. Braves trying to get that run right back here in the bottom of the first. Gooden will work from the stretch. Bouncing ball, it'll score the run. Santana on to Hernandez, gives Ramirez his 30th RBI of the year, and we've got a 1-1 game. So Atlanta getting that run right back, and now Dale Murphy steps in. Murph at .294 with 20 homers, 55 RBIs. One ball, no strikes.
If he were to ever time one of those fastballs, wouldn't that be something?
You'd wonder how far it could go. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High and tight. 2-0. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way. And that missed. 3-0. Gooden normally with excellent control. Only 35 walks in 136 innings. Averaging almost a strikeout per inning, but he's behind Murphy 3-0. Bob Horner on deck. He walked him on 4 straight. Murphy, the runner at first, with 1 man out. And the pitch to Horner is high, and that's 5 in a row now that Gooden has missed with. Down low, 2-0. 6 straight have missed the strike zone. The count still 2-0 on Horner. And it's now 3-0. Gooden uncharacteristically wild here in the bottom half of the first. He has missed with 7 straight. And the 3-0 offering is high, ball 4. Terry Harper, the batter, hitting .244 with 7 homers and 33 runs driven in. 1 man out. The game is tied 1-1 in the bottom of the first. And there's a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. There's that Gooden curveball for a strike, 0-2. He has found the strike zone on Harper. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curve, struck him out. Gooden's first strikeout, out number 2 in the inning, and Ken Oberkfell will be the batter. Obi batting .280, 1 homer, 15 RBIs. The runners lead from first and second, and the pitch to Oberkfell is up high, ball one.
He looks like he's just letting it out a notch now, like he's just getting loose.
I've got to believe the warm-up situation tonight probably affected both pitchers. Here's the 1-0. Boy, he had some zip on that one. It's a 1-1 game. 2 men out, bottom of the first inning. And the 1-1 coming off the end of the bat, foul.
Hey, you know, it was only 3 years ago he was pitching to high school kids. My goodness, just think what that must have been like.
20 years old.
I can't even remember what it's like.
Two men out of the inning. And a 1-2 pitch on the way. Missed high. It's 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch is a curve that just missed inside. Gooden thought he might have had Oberkfell struck out on that curveball. Instead, it's a 3-2 count now. The runners will be taking off with 2 men out. Rick Cerrone waiting on deck.
He probably said thanks a lot when he saw his name in there. He hadn't played in a month.
The runners go on the 3-2, and it missed inside to load the bases. 3 walks in the inning for Dwight Gooden. And the batter is Rick Cerrone. Rick just came off the disabled list on Tuesday. He's been bothered by an ailing shoulder. On the year, batting .242 with 2 homers and 11 RBIs. Bouncing ball right side. Hernandez knocks it down. Gooden is there to cover. And the inning is over. So as was the case in the top half of the first inning, when the Mets left the bases loaded, the Braves do the same thing. And we go to the second inning, all tied up.
Now we're about ready to go. Terry Tata, the plate umpire, is chatting with Jerry Crawford down the first baseline. Bob Horner is at first base. There's 1 out. Gooden went 2 1/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, walked 4, struck out 3, has allowed 1 run to this point. Horner at first base is his responsibility as well. Well, here's Harper, who struck out his first time. McDowell 5 and 3, an earned run average of 3. He has 5 saves. This is his 24th appearance. He had 1 great outing, Pete, that I didn't see against the Braves earlier this year.
Worked 5 scoreless innings, faced 15 hitters, and retired all 15 in order.
That's about as good as you can do it.
Just about.
Harper leads at first and is chased back by McDowell. That's all this game really needed is a protest. That's wonderful. Didn't get the breaking ball. Does he throw a split finger fastball like or forkball, or is that McDowell's?
I'm not sure.
Fouled it, or is it down the first base line? It is a foul ball. Boy, it is really wet here. Now they have sand all over the plate, all over the third base area, all over second. Carter's got mud in his eyes now from where that ball hit, I guess. And now he asked Terry Tata to be the surgeon. Tata should have said, no, you guys protested the game. This was a 41-minute delay. That puts us at 2 hours and 11 minutes on the night of rain delay. McDowell is out of Cincinnati. Still makes his home there. 0-2. Boy, that didn't miss by much. A ball and 2 strikes. McDowell last year pitched in only 3 games because of arm problem. Hit foul past Bobby White. Had elbow surgery, had chips removed from his right elbow. Out of Bowling Green, Ohio University. A ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball, short center. Dykstra waiting on in. He can't get it. It drops. Look at that water. How in the world can they play baseball in? It's a hit for Harper. If you can keep it in the air tonight from now on both teams, you got a chance.
Well, the footing is very bad out there, but also the ball is just going to stop whenever it hits out there. And you have to run a little differently when you're coming in on a ball. You have to sort of shorten up your strides, just trying to keep your balance and stay on your feet.
Sure looks like fun. Here's Oberkfell. We used to love to play football as kids. This kind of weather back in high school. Obi walked his first time. Strike call, 0-1.
This is going to sound like kind of a silly thing to say, but it's true. If you're playing the outfield on a night like this, your shoes get so waterlogged they actually become extremely heavy.
Should have guys like Forster and me in the outfield. We're used to being heavy. No, come to think of it, maybe we shouldn't have guys like that. 0-2, the count to Oberkfell. 2 on and 1 out. We're supposed to have an hour of clear skies, and then perhaps more of the wet stuff will fall. Line to the right center field. Nobody's going to get that ball. At least one will score. Strawberry comes up. They're going to wave Harper. If he doesn't fall, he'll make it. And the Braves lead 3-1. It's a double for Oberkfell. He has 17 RBIs. That was his 9th double.
And one thing that this shows you right away is that there are portions of the outfield that aren't in such bad condition. This ball made a little bit of a splash out there, but it rolled like it normally would on dry grass. So that part of the outfield anyway, not quite as waterlogged as shallow center field is.
So McDowell has faced 2 batters. They've both hit. Cerrone takes the strike. So you close the book on Gooden with 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. He could be the losing pitcher in this, and will be unless the Mets rally. They have plenty of time to do that, though. We're only in the 3rd. He didn't get the breaking ball. Runner at second, 1 out, 2 in. Oh, he chased a terrible pitch. You can see his absence of playing time there. Cerrone is out on strikes. McDowell gets his first. And here's Glenn Hubbard. Hub is down to 223. They have first base open. And the pitcher due next, but they're going to pitch to Hubbard. Right back to the mound. He hit it sharply, but McDowell gloved it, and the inning is over. But Atlanta breaks on top. They score 2 on 3 hits. No errors and a runner left. The end of 3. Braves 3-1. Starting to rain in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Rafael Santana leads it up. Not too hard yet. One ball, no strikes. Further activity in the Mets bullpen. A right-hander is up. Might be Doug Sisk. And again, it might be Terry Leach. 2 balls, no strikes. Santana flied to center his first time. Leach is out of our organization, too.
Yes, he is.
I think Randy Johnson did, maybe. 2-1 the count. Santana, Oberkfell knocked it down. Couldn't come up cleanly because of the wet track. That's a hit for Santana. I think he gets to that ball on a dry field, but it isn't dry, and he didn't get to. And let's see if we got a pinch hitter here for Roger McDowell. Yeah, Clint Hurdle will come out and pinch hit. Hurdle has been around the block a few times. He's hitting .227, 2 homers, 5 RBI. He is one of those guys who had that budding superstar reputation and never quite lived up to it. He's been with the Reds. Kansas City was where he came up. He's been an infielder, an outfielder, now a catcher. Runner at first, nobody out, so a potential tying run at the plate. Hurdle takes it low and inside. McDowell went 2/3 of an inning, a strikeout, 2 hits, 1 run charged to him. Outside to Hurdle, it's 2-0. If there's any rain at all now, it's so light that it's not bothering most of the folks. Some have umbrellas up. Jeff Dedman works in the Atlanta bullpen. It's 3-0, and Mailer and Cerrone get together. Rick warmed up twice and then had to sit back down again, and then warmed up a 3rd time before this game even began. Now he's gone through that rigmarole again, and you just wonder how many times a guy can do that. The pitch is a strike over the outside corner, 3-1. Hurdle, a big, raw-boned left-hand hitter. Check swing, foul back, full count, 3-2. Normally, you might send a speedy runner like Santana, but I would guess that Davy Johnson might be a little hesitant in this muck. Pretty well hit to left field, but Harper is back there. 1 away. Mailer gets Hurdle, and here's Len Dykstra, the center fielder. Dykstra has bounced to second, flied to center. In the other baseball, the Padres beat the Pirates this afternoon 9-1. Phillies 3-1 over the Reds. Giants 6-4 over the Cubs. Cards beat the Dodgers 3-2. Houston and Montreal tied 3-3 after 8. They've moved along in the American League as well. Hot shot, got under the glove of Oberkfell into left field. Santana will stop at second. Pete, I don't know, but it doesn't look like Rick has much left out there.
No, it doesn't. He didn't look like he was himself even early in the game. He was very wild early, particularly in the 3rd inning when he walked 3 in a row. And this may be all for him. Eddie Haas is on the way to the mound now.
That is going to be all for Rick Mailer. And Jeff Dedman will get the call out of the Atlanta bullpen. This is a little bit surprising, and this is rather early for Dedman to appear in a game. But after the off day, I guess he feels he has Camp and Dedman and Forster and Shields and, of course, Bruce Sutter all available down there. So Rick Mailer is through for the night. Jeff Dedman comes on, and we'll be back right after this. Mailer in 3 1/3 innings gave up 6 hits. He struck out 2 men. He walked 4. He has given up 1 run. The runners on base are his responsibility. Jeff Dedman, he has been a very pleasant addition. I started to say pleasant surprise, but people in the Braves organization are not surprised at all by his good pitching. And he will face Wally Backman, who has legged out an infield hit and been thrown out by Glenn Hubbard. He at least is the scheduled hitter. Up the middle, that's through for a base hit. That should score 1. Again, the ball stops dead out there, and that allows the other runner to reach third easily. It's 3-2. So the Braves' lead is in definite jeopardy here as Keith Hernandez comes to the plate.
I'll tell you what, playing center field tonight, whether you're Len Dykstra or Dale Murphy, is impossible. That ball is just going to stop whenever it gets into that portion of center field, but you can't really play shallow because you have to be deep enough to catch any fly ball and hit to the deeper part of the ballpark. There's no way to be correct in where you position yourself on any hitter.
And this will sound silly too, but if you ever have a chance to throw a runner out after it's landed and all that, you're going to throw a spitball if you're not careful by accident. Or it's going to slide out of your hands and wind up behind you. I've seen that happen a couple times. That's a little embarrassing. We're in the 4th inning already. It's 3-2. And it's at least 3-3, I think. Washington, he slipped. It went right by him. You can't blame him for that. It'll score 2. Hernandez rounds second. He will doubtless reach third. Hubbard doesn't even bother to throw. Waddell was there to catch that ball, and suddenly it looked like Georgia Championship Wrestling.
That's what we've been talking about, the footing in the outfield. And you can't blame any outfielder when something like that happens. He is going toward the ball. Looks like he has no problems at all with it. And right when he tries to put the brakes on and make the catch, whoops. Down he goes, sliding in that wet grass.
Well, we say that in baseball things always even out, but we didn't expect them to even out that fast for Hernandez. A missed call by an umpire cost him a hit in the 3rd, and he gets it right back on what should have been an out in the 4th. The Mets lead by a run, and the pitch is a strike to Gary Carter, who has singled home a run and walked. It's a triple all the way, of course, for Hernandez, his 2nd of the year. That was the knuckle curve. Dedman has been hit hard here. Well, Dwight Gooden is off the hook. He can no longer win or lose this game. Up the middle, another base hit, another run is in. It's 5-3. Dedman is being cuffed around here, and that's unusual. Now further activity will commence in the Atlanta bullpen as Darryl Strawberry stands in. Steve Shields will come to work. Boy, he has gone from a member of the starting rotation to total anonymity.
Looked like it was a knuckle curve that didn't break much that Carter hit.
Here's Darryl Strawberry. Little tap down the first base side. Horner's only play will be to first. Dedman won the race. Boy, that Strawberry, for a big guy, can really run. Here's George Foster.
Hit it right off the plate. Dedman breaks immediately toward the bag. Horner leads him nicely with that underhand toss. Only got him by a step, though.
Foster at .244, 12 homers, 35 RBIs. A strike, 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Here it is. Just missed low, I guess. A ball and a strike. They're in extra innings of the Astrodome. Montreal and Houston tied at 3. Waddell comes on in short right. And the inning is over, but a very profitable one for New York. They get 4 on 5 hits. No errors and a runner left. Mets have left 7 through 4. Go to the bottom half of the 4th inning, and the Braves are down by a couple.
Neither starter is in there. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and this is the beginning for the Mets because it becomes an official game in 3 outs. Mets lead at 5-3, bottom of the 5th. And with you now on Braves television, John Sterling and Ernie Johnson. Bob Horner will lead off for the Braves against the submarine reliever Terry Leach. It was a capacity crowd when we got here tonight, and we're readying for Braves baseball. It is something less than capacity now after 2 lengthy rain delays. And I would say this, in between the rain delays, it's been a very slow baseball game too. It's 11:30 here in Atlanta. That's chopped foul. Horner has walked and singled and scored a run, batting .260 now. The Mets with 1 in the 1st and 4 in the 4th lead 5-3. The Braves scored 1 in the 1st and 2 in the 3rd. And the count 0-2. And right after the game, we'll have the big fireworks show, and we'll carry it for you right here at the Superstation. It'll be an 0-2. Strike 3 is called. Good pitch. That's the first strikeout for Leach and the 5th by Mets pitching. This guy would look very, very tough at least the first time around. You don't see too many submarine pitchers. Although a left-hander would have a good look at him. Breaking ball is fouled away. I would say if Leach could keep his pitches low like Dan Quisenberry of Kansas City, might be a very good relief pitcher. I'll tell you a guy, Ernie, I thought was good was Frank Williams of the Giants. They just sent him back to Phoenix.
Leach has been fighting it. He's 31 years old, but he's still not giving up and wants to get some pension time, some years up here.
0-2 on Terry Harper. Harper is 1 for 2 on the night. There's a base hit. That's the Braves' 6th hit. To tell you how slow this game is within 8 minutes of being 4 hours old, 7:40 to 11:40. And the rain delays have been about 2 hours and 10 minutes combined. In other words, at the end of 5 innings, this ball game might be 2 hours old on its own. And if I'm wrong, Hey, I flunked math about 12 times in school, so it's understandable, but I don't think so. Here's Obi. And he takes a strike. Ken tonight has walked, and he doubled in 2 runs. That was against McDowell back in the 3rd after the 2nd rain delay. Now, as you watch the pitches, you could see that a left-hander would get a long look at every pitch Leach throws. That's 1-1. That's the kind of pitch that a submarine right-hander wants to throw to a lefty, where the ball dips down and away, which you could see it happening with his motion. Harper at first with 1 out. Backman makes a heck of a play. Wally Backman threw it low, and they got him at first base. Wally Backman just made a heck of a play. And he got up, and he had to fire it, and Hernandez made a pretty good pickup.
He took a base hit away from Obi. The fastball, and getting to his feet in such a hurry made the play. He threw a little low, I believe. Let's watch. Had no problem over there at first. Hernandez handled it.
That's a nice play, 2-way. This game turned around on a play the Braves did not make when Claudell's feet went out from under him on that shot to right field by Hernandez. Steve Shields up again in the Braves bullpen, and just in case Cerrone and Hubbard get on, the Braves would pinch hit for Dedman. 2-way, and here's Rick. His first game back from the disabled list. And he takes a strike. That's going to be a base hit. Let's see if Harper can score. Strawberry, he will score. Terry Harper got a late start. Of course, it's heavy going out there, but the ball died in the water, and Strawberry had no play. Well, it's a 5-4 ball game now on the base hit, an RBI by Rick Cerrone. That is RBI number 12 on the year.
Show you how different this game is. The first time up, Cerrone hit the ball harder than this, but he hit it right at Hernandez. This time, he finds a hole and gets a base hit and an RBI. Splash, splash.
For people who like old TV shows, this is a game where Lloyd Bridges would be a great outfielder. Well, with 2-way, here's Glenn Hubbard and the tying run at first base, Rick Cerrone. The Bridges a strike. Absolutely no one gets that, Rick. Oh, well, Richard Croker does get it. Oh, okay, well, I know you like those kind of shows. He was in a show called Sea Hunt. He was underwater for 8 years. Mark Goldsmith even knows the character that Lloyd Bridges played. But then again, Mark, who asked you? Well, an 0-1 count on Hubbard. It was Mike Nelson. Thank you, Mark. Tying run at first, 2 outs. And the breaking ball missed by Hubby, 0-2. 5-9-0 for the Mets, 4-7-1 for the Braves. Struck him out, and the inning. Braves get a run on 2 hits and leave 1. At the end of 5, the Mets 5 and the Braves 4. Jeff Dedman probably in his last inning of pitching. The Braves, I think, will pinch hit for him in the bottom half of the inning, only because the threat of rain. It's an official ball game now, and the Braves, as long as it doesn't rain, they got to tie this thing up. Mets lead at 5-4, top of the 6th. And Wally Backman takes it high outside, ball 1. Rick Mailer and Dwight Gooden were the starters. That seems like a week ago. We're in the top of the 6th. And there's another base hit for Wally Backman. I think this is the hardest that Dedmon's been hit since he was recalled from Richmond in early May. Backman gets his second single and the 10th hit for the Mets. Now the Mets power comes up. Keith Hernandez, Gary Carter, Darryl Strawberry. The Mets have not scored very many runs this year. They are in a tie for 9th and 10th with the Dodgers coming into this game. They're not having any problem tonight. Hernandez was really slumping. That's what I heard. He hasn't been slumping here. He takes it down low. He's been hitting line drives. A double, a drive to center that Murphy caught, and then a triple. And Murphy didn't catch that ball, but it was ruled that way. And Gary Carter on deck. Murph in center field makes the catch. Backman is tagging. Oh, he decides to come back, and it's a good thing. Murph threw a bullet to Ramirez. So there's one away, and here's Gary Carter. And there's another base hit. Backman won't score. He had to go back. And Murphy fires it back into second base. So the Mets have runners at first and third with one out. And Ernie, now I will say it, this is the hardest Dedmon's been hit since he was recalled in over 2 months.
The runner at second had to hold because he was afraid there might be a chance of a double play on a line drive. And Backman trotted over to third. Eddie Haas is going to walk out to home plate and probably do the old flip-flop.
Yeah, Dedmon's going to be up.
Leading up.
Dedmon's going to be up next inning, so I think that's what they will do. Steve Shields will come in. And the Mets have runners at first and third, one out, with Darryl Strawberry due, and then George Foster. So that's a tough situation for Shields. And Dedmon just didn't have it tonight. And as Steve Shields comes in, we'll drop out for a moment and get back right after this. Well, here's a double switch. Glenn Hubbard made the last out last inning. He's replaced by Paul Zuvella at second base. Zoo will hit ninth, and pitching Steve Shields, and Shields will bat eighth. Shields done a good job with the Braves. He was knocked out of the starting rotation when Perez came off the DL, but Steve is 1-2, an ERA of 4.19. And he has a very tough assignment. He's got Wally Backman at third base. Gary Carter with his third hit is at first. Only one man out, and here's Darryl Strawberry. Braves play their infield back looking for two. They're down 5-4 now. But if you're going to turn two on Strawberry, you better do it in a hurry. He gets down the line very quickly. And he takes outside ball one. George Foster is on deck. There's a base hit to right field at 6-4 Mets. Carter goes to second, heading for third, and the throw comes in to second base. So the Mets again have runners on the corners. That run is charged to Dedmon. Strawberry singles to right field, and that is Darryl's 14th RBI. And it's a 6-4 ball game, and here's Foster. Now Foster does not run as well, so the Braves will play the middle of their infield back and hope they get the ground ball. There goes Strawberry. The curveball is missed, and there's no throw. So it's a stolen base for Strawberry. That takes care of the double play possibilities. And now they're going to walk Foster. You know, we might set a record for most pitches thrown in a game. There have been a lot of them. Intentional walk for Foster. First walk given up by Shields. And the fifth by Braves pitching. The Mets have 12 hits and they've had 5 walks. They've had 17 base runners. We're not out of the 6th inning. How many pitches been thrown, Richard? Total that up. He's going to do it for you, Fins. It's going to take him a while because he's going to run out of fingers and toes very quickly. Mets have the bases loaded. They've got Carter at third, Strawberry at second, Foster at first, and Ray Knight at the plate. And over on radio, I had the temerity to kid Ernie Johnson about the length of the 3 innings that he broadcast.
Yes.
All right, here's Ray Knight. Braves down 6-4, looking for the double play. Knight 0 for 3. He does not run well, so you get the ground ball, you could turn 2. And the Braves are playing their infield that way. That should be 2. There's 1. And the double play. But for the Mets in the 6th, they get a run on 3 hits. No errors. Mets lead 2 at the end of 5.5. New York 6, Atlanta 4.
Paid attendance tonight, 44,947. Puts the Braves around 825,000 for the year. Hernandez takes a ball high, 1-0. He'll be followed by Carter. Hernandez with a couple of hits. Carter with 3. And the 1-0. Foul away. 1 ball, 1 strike. On Saturday, we've got Cap Day, and first 40,000 people with reserve seat tickets pick up a free Braves cap. That is Saturday afternoon. Montreal comes in on Monday. They'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the Phillies for a 4-game set starting on Thursday. Here's a 1-1. Curve high. 2-1.
Yeah, Ernie, the same thing is happening this year as happened last. L.A. lost tonight. Cincinnati lost. Houston lost. San Diego won. And the Padres really increasing their lead.
Hernandez with a chance to make it 11 game-winning hits if the score stays the same. That ball is tacked and right along the line. It is out of here, home run. Keith Hernandez has just made it 7-4 with a line drive homer over the fence and right. Boy, there was no doubt about it. He'd been in a batting slump too. That's his 5th of the year.
Well, he may have been in a tremendous batting slump, but the Braves have gotten him out of it. He hits a rope, and Hernandez now has a double, a triple, a home run, and that line drive that Dale Murphy caught or maybe didn't catch.
No, he didn't catch it.
Well,
Replay showed that, but the umpire said he did.
Yes, that's.
Carter with 3 hits, has an RBI in the 1st and 1 in the 4th. One ball, 1 strike. Foul away. The Braves are 1-3 this year against New York. Nobody out. 8th inning. 1 run in on a Hernandez homer. And the pitch is outside. 2-2. Well hit, but pulled foul. Cerrone with a sign, and Steve Shields with a pitch. Curve strikeout. Beautiful pitch. Carter didn't care too much for it, but he's out of there. For Shields, his first strikeout. Here's Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry has a couple of hits and 3 official trips. And the curveball is low. The Mets with a chance to go into third place in the East ahead of the Chicago Cubs, who lost today to the Giants. One ball, no strikes. Strawberry with a lot of leverage. He can hit a ball a mile in any direction. Orozco has completed his warm-up tosses, and it looks like he will be on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jesse Orozco. Here's a 1-1. Look out. Now the 2-1 all the way to the screen. 3-1. Foster's on deck. If Leach has completed his tosses for the night, he is through. He has pitched 4 innings, allowed only 1 run. So he pitched very well in middle relief. 3-1. Strike 3-2. 7-4 New York. They've out-hit the Braves 14-8. Well hit. On the bounce, Claudel. Strawberry with a single. His 3rd hit. And hit number 15 for Davy Johnson's Mets, who came in batting .230.
Yeah, and we're tied for 9th or 10th in the league in runs scored. Dykstra, the leadoff hitter, has 2 hits. Wally Backman has 3 hits. Hernandez has 3 hits and should have 4. Carter has 3 hits. Strawberry has 3 hits. I'd say that's pretty effective 1 through 5.
This is Foster looking for his first hit. He's walked 3 times. That could be 2. 1 at second, 2 at first. 6-4-3 on Foster. We go to the bottom of the 8th, down by 3.
Well, the Braves really a base hit away from making this kind of interesting. Base hit would make it, let's say, 7-6, and also bring up Dale Murphy.
And it's starting to rain. Nothing surprising about that tonight. Ramirez with the bases loaded. Orozco knowing he's pitching to his last man in this inning. If he gets him out, he can go sit down. If he doesn't, Sisk is going to face Murphy. First pitch. Ball. 1-0. Bruce Sutter starts throwing for Atlanta in their pen. Ramirez had an RBI and a ground out way back in the first inning. About 5-6 hours ago. Since then, he's 0 for 3. He's 0 for the night. He's 0 for 4. And the pitch. The ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Bases loaded. He's not winding. 2 balls and no strikes. Strike called. He did. 2-1. Ramirez taking all the way. The umbrellas are up. There's a drizzle. And a 2-1. Outside, ball 3. Eddie Haas might say, give him the take sign. Make him throw 2 strikes here, down by 3. We'll see in a moment. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Ball 4. He had to take, you could tell. A run in on a walk with the bases loaded. That makes it 7-5 with Murphy coming up. And Johnson coming out. So Jesse Orozco has walked himself right out of this ball game. Sisk is making his way in. Orozco leaving. Sisk 2-5, ERA 6.91, has 2 saves. He's had an up and down year. There was a movie years ago, I think it was The Last Train from Boot Hill. And they just announced here that the last MARTA bus is leaving in about 10 minutes. And if you want to get out of here, you better be on it.
And it was greeted beautifully because these fans came here to see the fireworks after the game, which of course we know may never end. And the Braves a base hit away from tying it up, and Doug Sisk, who really has trouble with his control, comes in with the bases loaded and 2 out in the 8th in a wacky game. 7-5 Mets.
Tying runs at second. That is Claudel Washington. Cerrone is at third, and Ramirez at first. Murphy the batter. Murphy is hitless tonight in 3 official tries. He walked the first time up. Sisk is a sinker ball pitcher. Nothing fancy about him. Breaking ball and a sinker. And the first pitch, a little bit high, 1-0. You don't see him up there often. Horner's on deck. 2 outs. And the 1-0. Swung on, drill, left center field. It's going to be in for a base hit. 1 in, 2 in. Here comes Ramirez. They're going to wave him. He's going to score. Murphy cleaned him up. That is a 3-run double.
All right, here's the pitch right over the middle, and Murphy drives it to the wall in left center field. No one has a chance to catch it. Dykstra cuts it off, but Dykstra threw the ball way too high to the cutoff man. He threw a fly ball to the cutoff man, and Ramirez scored easily. And the Braves have had a problem coming back this year. Have scored 4 times here in the bottom of the 8th and have taken an 8-7 lead.
Horner the batter. They're standing at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium for Murphy. And the pitch. Foul away. Murphy, with 3 RBIs, has raised his total to 58. And it's only game 76. The 0-1. Just outside. Horner with a base hit back in the third. He got the single just before the first rain delay. 8-7 Atlanta. Here's a 1-1. Low with a sinker. 2-1. Suter will pitch the ninth inning. He's ready. He's been throwing this inning. Now a 2-1. Well hit. Caught by the second baseman, Bachman. Horner hit that ball on a line. A nice catch by the Mets second baseman. They're standing here for Dale Murphy, whose double made it 8-7 as we go to the ninth. Suter against Knight as we open a ninth. The first pitch, a swinging strike. Knight is 0 for 4. Outside. Suter shooting for his 16th save. He's had 20 save opportunities and converted 15 of them. Here's a 1-1. Hit hard but foul. To 7 Atlanta. 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th. 15 hits for New York, 10 for the Braves. Swing and miss. Knight is out of it. Johnson on as a pinch hitter. Batting for Santana. The announcement on Howard Johnson, hitting 194, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. They got him from the Tigers for Walt Terrell. And the pitch. Strike call. Heap is on deck. Here's the 0-1. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. Pretty well hit left field. Going to be in for a base hit. Harper is going to make sure they're playing deep. Try to keep away from an extra base hit. The extra base hit puts the tying run at second, so the outfielders are really deep. And Johnson drops a single in front of Harper.
Yeah, and here's Danny Heap. On deck is Len Dykstra, but don't forget they still have a pretty good pinch hitter on the bench in Rusty Staub, another left-hand pinch hitter, one of the best pinch hitters in baseball.
A new baseball for Suter. Heap. They got him from the Houston Astros some time ago. The pitch is high. He's up for the first time, batting .259. He has 5 homers and 25 RBIs. Out of the strike zone, high, 2-0.
The Braves get Terry Forster up in the bullpen. Remember, he's a left-hander, and the Mets have Staub on the bench. Wally Backman, a much better lefty hitter than righty hitter. And then Keith Hernandez, if it gets down that far, a lefty hitter.
Now the 2-0. Missed it, 2-1. Heap was out in front on the split finger fastball. Top of the ninth, 8-7 Atlanta. 2-1. Popped him foul on a play. 2-2. New York got 1 in the first. Atlanta matched it. The Braves got 2 1/3 to go out in front 3-1. That New York back with 4 in the fourth to lead 5-3. Atlanta with a run in the fifth, 5-4. Then it became 6-4. Then it became 7-4 until the bottom of the eighth when the Braves went out in front with 4. And the 2-2 pitch is lined to left center field. Base hit. Harper over quickly. They're going to have the tying run at third. And just like that, New York back in it. Danny Heap sends Johnson around the third. And the Braves are in trouble. That's the tying run at third. Dykstra, the batter. He's a lefty all the way. He hasn't seen that much of Suter. Here's the other base hit. Just reeled off by Danny Heap. Horner. Only one play. Safe at first. And the game's tied. The New York Mets have tied it. Horner diving for the ball, tried to get it back to Suter, but he couldn't in time. It was a slow roller. It is 8-8. They've got a potential winner at second.
You know, Dykstra did not bunt, but he did just about that. He went down to get the pitch and made sure that he hit the ball, dribbled it on the ground. I know that sounds kind of impossible, but that's really what Dykstra did. Dykstra just made sure he made contact and swung down on the ball to get a ground ball to get the run in. And he did, and now there's first and second, and here's Wally Backman.
2 on and 1 out. And the pitch is a strike. 0-1. Suter's been touched for 3 straight hits after the strikeout. 2 were well hit. 1 was an infield hit. They all count. Low inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Steve Shields, who was a beneficiary of those 4 runs, can no longer be involved in the decision. And the 1-1. Swinging strike. Backman is 3 for 5. Towards second. 1 is all they get. It was not a double play ball. They got the runner going into second. That'll be a fielder's choice. 4-6.
By the way, here is a very tough managerial decision for Eddie Haas. Bruce Suter has given up a couple hits. The base hit to Dykstra is just a little ground ball. You have a tremendous hitter up there in Keith Hernandez. And you can be second guessed for not bringing in the left-hander Terry Forster out of the bullpen. They're not bringing in Forster. It is Suter with 2 outs trying to get Hernandez.
Yes, you'd think you see the lefty, but maybe Suter can do it. Because that's what Forster's been warming up for. We'll see how it works. 0-1. Go-ahead runs at third. Hernandez didn't like that call. Now Bill Robinson, their first base coach, tries to calm down the Met first baseman. They're going to change their signs here. Cerrone and Ramirez talking it over. Suter out there. Zavella will get the information. Also talking possibly about if the runner broke from first, what are you going to do with it? One. Foul away. What a cut. 0-2. So So Suter's 1 out away from keeping it 8-8. Hernandez has doubled, tripled, and homered. A single makes it the cycle. The 0-2, pop foul. Let's leave that single till tomorrow, or maybe next Monday. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Just inside. Hernandez could very well have 4 hits. Could have been given one off the glove of Murphy, but it was called a catch after he dropped it. Pitch is high. Murphy had the ball in his glove the way we looked at it. When he hit the ground, it was jarred loose. Then he recovered. You knew that he felt it was a hit because he got up as quick as a cat and threw towards second base. You don't do that if you catch it. 2-2. Swung on, fly ball left. This should do it. Harper under. He's got it for out number 3. So Suter gets the lefty Hernandez, but allows a run. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 8-8.
Here's that game-tying hit. Dykstra, he didn't bunt exactly, but he made sure he just beat the ball down on the soft turf. He happened to beat it out. In fact, Bob Warner made a heck of a play, but here we go to the bottom of the 9th.
Strike call. And the 0-1. Broken bat pop that's going to be caught by Hernandez. Harper's out. Now Oberkfell. Braves trying to win one they should have had in the bag. Anytime you lead in the 8th and 9th, we've said it time and time again. Anytime you're leading in the 8th and 9th, you should win that game.
Then again, the Mets had a 3-run lead going into the 8th, and Orozco and Sis couldn't hold it either.
They should have won it. That's the way I look at it. You know, late.
Yeah.
When you've got that lead, 8th and 9th, any manager will tell you that's a game that we have to win. The 1-0. A little bit high. 2-0. Strike call. I got enough highlights here to do This Week in Baseball.
And we're going to have you do the whole game over pitch by pitch.
Glenn Diamond's done a good job. I've got This Week in Baseball for Glenn. This will follow the telecast, and then we'll have our fireworks. And Nancy Diamond has all the scores, so we're in great shape. The only thing wrong, it's 8-8. Here's a pitch. Bouncing ball first. Hernandez tries somebody else. He's taking care of the first 2 batters. Now Rick Cerrone. The Mets have 18 hits. You can't overlook that fact. And there is a slight drizzle. Come on. Come on. The umbrellas are going back up. Cerrone doesn't get the sinker. Rick has a single and an RBI in the 5th. He is 1 for 3. He walked in that big 8th. Ramirez walked with the bases loaded for 1 run. Curve outside. So the pitchers of record right now are Sisk and Suter.
And Chris Chambliss is on deck in Suter's spot.
Strike call.
And by the way, Ernie, it's more than drizzling.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hit up by third where Knight feels it. Here's a 1-2. Off the end of the bat, it stays 1-2. Now Doug Sisk with a 1-2 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat. That might be foul, and it is. They charged it. Hernandez did, hoping it would hit a rock or something and bounce back fair. If it does that before it gets to first, it can be rolling around foul, hit a stone and bounce fair, and it's fair. That same condition does not exist beyond first or beyond third. Once it is foul out there, it's foul. Out by second. Going to be bobbled by Johnson. Took a little funny bounce out there, but he should have handled it, I would feel. Here's Chambliss. They haven't scored it yet. We'll look at it again.
Oh, I think that has to be an error. Howard Johnson, really a third baseman. Actually, it did take a bad hop on him, as we see, but well, they haven't scored it yet. Doesn't really matter. That's the winning run. Chris Chambliss will hit for Suter, and if he doesn't drive the run in, or if the Braves don't score, Terry Forster is up in the bullpen. He'll come on and pitch the 10th. They call it a base hit.
No, I think they said E6, John.
I'm sorry, they did.
Yeah, E6. Albert Hall will be the runner at first for Cerrone. The announcement on Chris Chambliss batting for Suter. Hit one, Chris, and we'll have another highlight in the bottom of the ninth.
He hits one in the gap. It's going to be over because Hall, with great speed at first base, will be ready to do anything to score.
Strike call. Chambliss batting .202, no homers, 9 RBIs. Hall's at first base, being held by Hernandez. And the 0-1. Low. Zavella's on deck. 2 down. Bottom of the ninth. Murphy furnished the heroics in the 8th when he doubled with the bases loaded, knocking in 3 to put the Braves out in front. And there's a bounce to the second, and we're going to extra innings. 4-3 on Chambliss. We have played 9. Don't go away. We go to the 10th. 8-8.
And then you have another good lefty hitter up in Keith Hernandez, and after Gary Carter, Darryl Strawberry. So Terry Forster's third inning. He normally does not pitch any longer than this. And the count 2-0. In fact, to be truthful about it, he usually pitches 2 innings or less. He is leading off, due to lead off in the bottom of the 12th. If the Braves pinch hit for him, they have only one player left. That's Paul Runge. Usually you try to save that player just in case. There's a strike, 2-1. The Mets still have a pretty good bench left, and they're keeping their players. There's a strike. For example, the guy they platooned with Backman, Kelvin Chapman, a right-hand hitter, has not been used tonight, but they're not using him here. 2-2 on Backman. There's one away. The Mets have 8 runs on 18 hits. The Braves have 8 runs on 12 hits. There have been 10 pitchers used. And we're in the top of the 12th. Hernandez has had a double, a triple, and a home run, and he hit a drive that Dale Murphy left his feet for and made a great attempt. He caught the ball, then the ground knocked the ball out of his glove. But the umpire out there called it an out, didn't see the ball come out. Hernandez stopped rounding first. Braves threw the ball back and tagged him out in the base paths. The 1-1. There's a base hit, and he hits for the cycle. So that takes care of that. I was going to say that if they just called him out for being tagged out, he would have had the base hit. Now he is hit for the cycle. Double, triple, home run, and single. And much more important than that, he is the potential winning run. Potential go-ahead run, anyway. And Gary Carter has 3 hits. The first 5 players in the order, Dykstra, Backman, Hernandez, Carter, and Strawberry, have, I think, 16 hits between them. I'd have to check that, but something like that. Bray's hoping for 2, and Carter takes it high, ball 1. Carter's 3 hits are all singles. That is Tom Gorman of the Mets bullpen. And that could be 2. There's one of them. Low throw, good scoop by Perry. Gerald Perry made a fine scoop. It's a 6-4-3 double play. No runs on a hit. Will go out to that double play. Paul Zavella, by the way, has a very strong arm at second, but he threw this one straight down, and Perry made a nice scoop. We go to the bottom of the 12th, tied at 8.
Give me a leg.
For himself. There's CNN's Craig Sager down there with the red shorts. That's his lovely wife, Lisa. Watching themselves on the matrix board. It'll be Terry Forster, then Paul Zuvella, and Claudell Washington. You know what? There's a July 4th we're not going to forget. We got to the bottom of the 12th, tied at 8. Hernandez, by the way, for those of you who like statistical nonsense, is the 4th Met to hit for the cycle. Terry Forster will dig in. And Wally Backman will throw him out, 1 away. One away, and here's Paul Zubella. Zubella ended the game in the 6th inning. The hub had started at second base. They have to have a fireworks show. Look at all these fans who have waited through all these rain delays in this long game, but I don't think that's the way they had it drawn up. All right, now here's the pitch to Zubella. Doug Sisk going to strike. It is 140 here in Atlanta. And 0-2 on the Zoo. I don't want to say the people here getting batty. I just was given a line score for the game, New York and Atlanta. Well, Backman makes another good play. He's made a lot of good plays tonight, 2-way. Well, here's Claudell. You look at Wally Backman. As you know, Claudell has the power to hit it out. And I think he would be forgiven by everybody if he took 3 gigantic swings at anything close. 2-way, bottom of the 12th. There's one swing. You know what happens in these games? The longer you go, the more tired the guys get. No one ever scores. And we know last year we played an 18-inning job against the Dodgers out in L.A., and this year an 18-inning game against the Giants here. One and 2. Apparently, Terry Forster is going to work another inning. There is no one warming up in the Braves bullpen. And the reason you say, well, he hit for himself, but he hit for himself because the Braves have only one player left on the bench, Paul Runge, and you really have to save that one player just in case your catcher gets hurt or just in case you're down by a run in the bottom half of an inning. C-Dub stays alive. Danny Heap makes the catch near the foul line, and that ends the inning. Sisk retires him. 1-2-3. Nothing across for the Braves. All tied at 8. We go to the top of the 13th, and here's Ernie.
Thank you, John. Darryl Strawberry leads it off. Forster with the first pitch to him. Almost hit it. Fastball inside. Strawberry with 3 hits, including an RBI single in the 6th. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the 13th. Fastball inside corner. Here's a 1-2. Bouncing up. Sisk is on deck, and Davy Johnson has a decision to make. Gorman is throwing in their bullpen. Strawberry gets on. They might lift Sisk. If he doesn't get on, they might let the right-hander hit. Sisk has been up once. 2-2. Call strike 3. Forster pitched a whale of a ball game.
Terry Forster is a 2-pitch pitcher, a fastball and a very hard slider, and you just saw the breaking ball that got Strawberry, and Davy Johnson does go to his bench. And that's the young right-hand hitting second baseman I talked about before.
Chapman coming on. Both Sisk and Forster are in their longest stints of the year. That's longest innings pitched. Threw that stint in there.
Nice stint.
I like get a little goofy after a while here, folks. Stay with us. We got a fireworks display after. And here's Chapman. 1 down. And a pitch. Strike call. Ray Knight is on deck. And the 0-1. Just inside. So we'll see Tom Gorman in the bottom half of this inning. 1-1. Low. 2-1. I remember one long session that Terry Forster had. We were in San Diego, I think last year,
yes,
against Goose Gossage,
yeah,
2 old Grizzly veterans, and they went about 5 or 6 innings apiece. That should be caught. Ramirez behind third. Under. That's 2 away.
And what was really fun is that some people might not know that Terry Forster and Goose Gossage both came up in the White Sox organization, and they were roommates, buddies. They are still best friends, but they roomed together, pitched together, worked together. Last year opposed each other inning after inning.
This is Forster's 4th inning. He started in the 10th. And there's a base hit to left by Ray Knight. Oberkfell, of course, guarding the line. They allow the single inside between third and short. The Mets have just reached a 20-hit mark. Here's Howard Johnson with 2 outs and 1 on. Johnson started that rally in the 9th against Suter, which there were 3 hits and the tying run scored. He batted lefty then. He's batting right-handed now. And he takes outside 1-0. Knight is not a threat to run. Nancy Lopez, his husband, does not have great speed. He has taken over at third, however. Knight has played some good ball of late. He's from down here in Albany, Georgia, and he's had some great days at this ballpark, especially when he was with Cincinnati. Foul away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The conclusion of the game, we're going to have a wrap-up with highlights and then go down the scoreboard for you and give you all the particulars on all other games. And then the fireworks display. And the 1-1. Right on through the fastball. 1-2. Two outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Knight off first, being held by Perry. Forster not too concerned with him. Here's a pitch. Foul away, yet a good cut. Well, this guy swings a bat. He has not had a good year. They expected a lot more from him. They got him from Detroit. Walt Terrell was involved in that trade, and he's at 9 wins right now for the Tigers. Forster with a 1-2. Down low. 2-2. If you didn't hear, I'm quite sure that Pete and Skip probably passed it along. Steve Howe is going to be given his unconditional release by the Dodgers. I don't think there'll be any animosity toward the Dodgers. They gave the youngster every opportunity. 2-2. Hit foul back against the screen. So I believe they'll place him on waivers for the purpose of giving him his unconditional release, but you get the feeling that maybe not this year, but who knows, that Steve Howe will be back pitching in the major leagues one day. A lot of very depressed young man, according to his teammates, and they thought that it might be due to the fact that he expected too much of himself after sitting out a year. 2-2. Forster pitching. Drive, left center field. Harper back. Will the ballpark hold it? It won't. It's a home run. It's a home run for Howard Johnson. Here in the 13th inning. Johnson has homered off Forster to make it 10-8. The Met bench will be jubilant, of course, as Johnson has come on late. Not only got the 2-run homer, but sparked that 9th inning for him.
Well, he fouled off a lot of pitches and finally got a fastball on the outside part that he could handle, and he pulled it over the fence. Terry Harper gave it a good try, but that ball was clearly over. And Howard Johnson gets the big hit.
This is Danny Heap. One ball, 1 strike. Johnson hit his 3rd home run of the year, and I believe 2 have come against Atlanta.
Yes, the other one was in New York.
And the 1-1. Low. toward Perry. That's it. But the Mets pick up 2. We go to the bottom half of inning number 13. 10-8, New York.
I'm Skip Carey, one of the Braves announcers for the Sporting News, and I've got an offer for you you won't want to miss. Capture the excitement of baseball as only the Sporting News can deliver it. Baseball comes to life as never before in the Sporting News. The close calls, the head-first slides, the blasts, and the smash-ups. The entire season is covered by some 40 baseball writers around the country reporting from the scene where the action is. You get 30 issues of the Sporting News for less than 50 cents an issue. That's half off the newsstand price, or like getting 2 for the price of 1. And listen to this. You pay the total of $14.88 in 3 easy monthly installments of just $4.96 each. It's never been easier. So call now to get your 30 issues for less than 50 cents each. Here's how.
To subscribe to the Sporting News, call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. You'll get 30 issues for 3 easy payments of only $4.96 each. Call now, 1-800-257-1234.
How much could you gain from nightly financial reports?
The latest figures strongly suggest that profits continue to rise.
How much is expert advice on the economy worth to you?
There seems little doubt the wisest time to invest would be just...
How highly would you value the latest word from Wall Street?
Many economists expect the economy to bounce back in the first half of next year.
You can't put a price on sound financial news. Invest your interests in Moneyline. Tonight at 11 Eastern. Look for it on CNN.
The crescent moon when we started, of course. Backs against the wall now. They're down by 2. The pitcher is Tom Gorman. He goes high to Rafael Ramirez. That's a strike. And the 1-1. Along the line, but it's hooking foul. Might have had the distance. But foul. Murphy's on deck. Gorman is trying to save it for Sist. He is 3-3 ERA, 4.70, has no saves. He has a chance tonight. And the 1-2. Base hit left center field. That'll bring on Murphy with nobody out. Murphy's walked, struck out, grounded out a couple of times, but then double with the bases loaded in the 8th for 3. Grounded out in the 10th. A runner at first and nobody out. Perry's on deck. Hernandez holding Ramirez. The stretch in the pitch. Just outside. There have been 24 hits in this, 34 hits in this ball game. 34 hits. 21 by New York and 13 by the Braves. And the 1-0. Hit foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gene Garber loosening up for Atlanta. Rick Camp had thrown earlier. One ball, 1 strike. Missed it. 1-2. Looked like a let-up. Going high and away.
Yeah, and he had that ball up, too.
Ramirez not going anywhere at first. His run means nothing. And the 1-2. Swung on, missed. Whatever it was, he got Murphy. Might have been a Scrooge of some sort. Gorman with a strikeout. Now Gerald Perry. Braves down to 2 outs. Curveball in there. Sixth pitched very well. 4 in the 3rd innings. Gave up no runs. He did give up that big hit by Murphy to put the Braves out in front, but then his teammates came back and trying to get him a win, and they're 2 outs away from it. Sisk only gave up 3 hits. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harper's the on-deck hitter. Perry is out of there on strike. Call strike 3 on Gerald Perry. Now it's up to Terry Harper. Harper doubled his last time up. He's had 3 hits tonight. Scored a couple of runs. On 1. The Braves don't rally. It's going to be a tough lot for Terry Forster. He pitched 4 innings starting in the 10th. And gave up 2 runs. 0-2. I believe this guy's come up with a Scroogey. Ball seems to be breaking away from Murphy and from Harper. And the 0-2 hit foul, back out of play. Each team has been out in front and then come back. With the latest burst by New York in the top of the 13th. Could cost the Braves and make it 34-42. 8 games under 500. And 11.5 behind San Diego. There's a drive to left. If it's fair, it is fair. It's a tie ball game. Harper hit the foul pole. It is 10-10, believe it or not. Terry Harper just hit the foul screen.
It hit the middle. It couldn't have hit it. That's amazing, Ernie. That's amazing. You were saying if it stays fair, the ball was curving. Hit the middle of that screen. Is that amazing? And the Braves have tied it up. It might be the wackiest game of all time. When we see it again, when you see it again, here's the pitch. Let's first of all look at the pitch. It was right over the middle. Terry went down and got it. Now watch it hit the screen. It's amazing. You couldn't do that if you stood in front of the screen tossing baseballs. That hit the middle of the screen. The Braves have tied it at 10.
Oberg foul. Hits it foul past first, right into the Braves dugout. Ramirez's single set it up here in the bottom of the 13th. Terry Harper with his 4th hit of the night. Here's a 1-1. Popped him up. Carter has got it, but not before Atlanta has tied it. On a dramatic home run by Terry Harper. Braves fans, and still a lot of them still here, stand and applaud the left fielder. We go to the 14th inning. It is 10-10.
Hi, I'm Dale Murphy. I want to tell you about an exciting way for you to identify with your Atlanta Braves. It's the Braves Clubhouse Collection mail-order catalog that offers the official Braves items that all fans need. With the Braves Clubhouse Collection catalog, you can order Braves t-shirts in many different styles. There are also handsome Braves sports shirts, and for the athletic-minded, we offer Braves sportswear. You can get official Braves uniforms, jackets, and caps, as well as replica Braves apparel for the adult fan and children of all ages. The Braves catalog also offers bats, balls, pennants, and a big selection of gift and novelty items, from the youngest fan to the adult women and men. It's all there in the Braves Clubhouse Collection, and you know it's official because you've purchased directly from the Atlanta Braves. To order your catalog today, send your name, address, and $1 to Braves Catalog, P.O. Box 4064, Atlanta, Georgia 30302. You will receive a coupon worth $1 toward your first catalog order.
I'm John Walsh. You can help CNN return missing children to their families. Every day on CNN's Missing Children Reports, you'll see the picture of a missing child. And you'll get a number you can call anonymously to report the whereabouts of a child you suspect may have been kidnapped. Very often, television is a child's constant companion. Make it his best friend as well. Watch CNN's Missing Children Reports and call. You can make a difference.
Gene Garber becomes the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitcher. Six pitchers for the Braves and 6 for New York. Dykstra will lead it off. We go to the 14th. Here's John.
An absolutely amazing, wacky game. Gene Garber comes on. You got to look at my scorecard. Dykstra ran up the bunt and then fell down in a faint and is laughing about it. Dykstra 3 for 7. He had come into the game, had been up only 33 times, been up 7 times tonight. We're in the top of the 14th. The ball game is tied at 10. There have been 20 runs, 35 hits, 2 errors, 12 pitchers, and a partridge in a pear tree. I think that's ball 2. Scoreboard still has ball 1. That should be ball 2, 2-0. Let's see. Dykstra trying to get on any way he can, and it is 3-0. It'll be Dykstra, Backman, and Hernandez here in the top of the 14th. The ball game is tied at 10. This has had more ups and downs than one of those soap operas on television. There's a strike, 3-1. Also, it's 8 minutes after 2 Eastern time. This ball game was due to begin at 7:40. There have been a couple of rain delays. Garber slipped out there, so he'll do the 3-1 again. And Dykstra gets a walk, and he can run, too. He's got good speed. A 2-run home run by Howard Johnson in the top of the 13th gave the Mets a 10-8 lead. A base hit by Ramirez, but then Gorman struck out Murphy and Perry and had 2 strikes on Terry Harper, and he hit the screen in left field for a 2-run home run to tie. Here's Backman. We'll see how the Mets play it. Backman looking down at his third base coach, Bud Harrelson. Now, he can really handle the bat, and Obergefell is closing in, and Backman can really slap the ball by you. Let's see. He fakes the bunt and takes ball 1. The Braves would like Oberkfell to be able to field the bunt to nab Dykstra at second base, but if he plays there, they're going to take that bunt sign off. Backman can really handle the bat. And Backman bunts it foul, 1-1. Now Harrelson looks in the dugout to get the sign from Davy Johnson. And Backman looks down at Harrelson. The Braves have one non-starter left, Rick Camp. And the Mets have one non-starter left, and that's Wes Gardner. Both teams have used 6 pitchers. And the thing is, these two teams play every day till the All-Star break. There's the bunt and a good one. That rolls dead, and Benedict's only play is to Zuvilla. So Dykstra at second base, and now they're going to call, I think they're going to call Backman out and the ball dead. The ball might have hit the bat twice. They order Dykstra back. It's a foul ball. That's what it is. I think that hit twice. And the guy who made the call was the third base umpire, Lanny Harris. Ernie?
It might have hit his foot, too. It might have hit his foot in the batter's box. That automatically makes it foul. Look again. He hit it twice. You're right. Hit it twice in the batter's box.
That's just what I figured. And the ball just dropped dead twice. So now Backman will not be bunting with a count of 1-2, I don't think. Dykstra scrambles back. Oberkfell is playing way in, and this is a guy who, that's the kind of the way Backman hits. He kind of slashes past the third baseman. Will fake a bunt like other little lefty hitters. You see where Obi is right now. It'll be a 1-2. He bunts it again. Garber has to go to first, so the sacrifice works. Sacrifice goes 1-3. Dykstra at second base. And so they had Backman finally bunt on the third strike, and he bunted successfully. He's a good bunter. Now you have to walk Hernandez. Eddie Haas comes out, but he may talk it over with Gino, but you really have to walk Hernandez here, because the guy up after Hernandez doesn't exactly have a broken arm, Gary Carter, but you really have to go to the right-hand hitter and hope to get the double play. I would think, but I don't know. Let's see what Eddie and Gino decide.
Sometimes when you go out there, the pitcher has a lot of confidence in getting one particular hitter out. It doesn't make any difference if he hits lefty, righty on top of his head. And the manager will say, how do you feel about this guy? Do you have any success? Do you want to pitch to him? And many times the pitcher can say, talk the manager into it. We'll see what happens here, but you'd think he'd get walked, and I think that's what they're going.
Well, let me tell you this. Hernandez is lifetime hitting .348 against Garber, and Gary Carter, lifetime .194. I know what I would do, and this is what I would do. So, there's an intentional walk. The second walk of the inning from Gino. Let's see now. 4, 5, 6. The Mets have had 8 walks tonight and 21 hits. They've had 29 base runners. Your basic 2 an inning. Now here's Gary Carter with 1 out. Dykstra at second, Hernandez at first. Braves deployed in double play position. We're in the top of the 14th, tied at 10. And absolutely the wackiest game of the year. Carter's had a big night. He's had 3 hits and a walk. Last time up, he hit into the DP. That's the time when Perry made that nice scoop at first base on a low throw.
Oberkfell makes a heck of a play. There's one, no throw. Oberkfell has saved the game at this point. Carter hit it like a bullet, and Obi made a backhanded grab on a very bad hop.
This ball is really shellacked, as they say. And Oberkfell on a nice play. Got the force at second base, first and third for Strawberry.
Now, Lenny Dykstra's at third base now. And Carter's at first. This infield chewed up with all the rain and then the sand to fill in the wet spots. That ball took some hop, and Obi stayed with it. Made a nice play. All right, here's Strawberry, 2 outs, and the game on the line. And a strike. Strawberry tonight has 3 hits and 2 walks. You know, we didn't mention about Hernandez for people who just tuned in, why they would just tune in at 2:15 in the morning, but Hernandez had hit for the cycle before that intentional walk. I know, Ernie, I thought the Mets were having hitting problems.
You wouldn't know it.
Not tonight.
21 safeties.
1-1. Looking ahead in the bottom of the 14th, the Braves will have Benedict, Garber, and Zuvella. So it behooves Gino to retire Strawberry. First and third, 2 outs. Nice save by Benedict.
Well, that was close. It was a curveball, and it not only almost got by, almost hit Strawberry. Benedict made a good save.
I want to say this. You know who's on deck for the Mets? It's Tom Gorman. The Braves lost a game this year, that 18-inning game to the Giants. When they didn't walk Bob Brenly, that would have loaded the bases. So we'll see how they pitch against Strawberry. Fouled off. 2-2. You got to give Gino a chance to get him. One pitch will do it. But you don't want to give him a good pitch because the Mets have the pitcher on deck. Now, they could bring up a pinch hitter with the bases loaded, but
they could bring up Rusty Staub.
Yes, they could. And that's a consideration. The Mets have no one warming up. When Brenly got that game-winning base hit in the 18th, the Giants had no one on their bench, as I recall. In fact, I know they had no one on their bench. First and third, 2 outs, top of the 14th. Struck him out. The Thing. Gino's change called the Thing, struck him out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. At the end of 13 and a half, the Braves 10 and the Mets 10.
There's a changing world out there, and so much of it we want to share with you. CNN, showing life from every point of view. And just because we care, we're always there. CNN tells it right. Your window on the world will day and night. You will see faces that make history, the laughter and the tears, the hopes and fears. CNN on the go, because you have the right to know the score. Where there's war, tribulation, new sensations, we bring you so much more. Eyewitness the incredible, experience the wonderful, the joys of peace, the world within your reach. Experience life on CNN.
Give me a light. Bud Light. If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Bud Light!
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best. Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Okay, we go to the bottom half of the 14th inning. You see the line score. I don't think exactly I can recap this game, but the Braves had a big 4-run eighth to take an 8-7 lead. Bruce Sutter could not hold it. The
Mets got 3 hits in the 9th to tie it. Took a 2-run lead in the 13th on Howard Johnson's home run, and Terry Harper tied it with a home run in the bottom of the 13th, and here we are in the bottom of the 14th. Bruce Benedict takes pitch down low from Tom Gorman. Bruce been up once and bounced into a DP. It's count 1-1. 45,000 people paid tonight. This place was jammed. There is something less than 45 right now. Gary Carter makes the call, and the catch one away. Now here's Gene Garber batting for the first time. I would say a crowd maybe 10,000 or so. Ernie, what would you say this crowd is now?
10.
About 10?
I think there's probably 10,000 here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They're scattered.
I bet. That's corked to center field, but Dykstra will make the catch. 2-8.
Now there's 8.
Good for you. If any of them come back, tell them to bring a bologna sandwich or something, will you? 2-8, and here's Paul Zubella, who came in the game in the 6th inning, or roughly about a week ago. It's 2:21 here in the East. There's a strike to Zoo. One and one. You know, there's a phrase when you do ball games of all kinds to try to bring your audience up to date. You always say, for those who tuned in late, those late tuners in, that kind of thing. If you just tuned in, it's late. 2 outs. There's a great grab by Ray Knight to stop a base hit out the bat of Zubella. Now the Braves were retired 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 14th. And we'll watch that pretty catch by Ray Knight as we get on out. At the end of 14, the Mets 10 and the Braves 10.
Yankee Willie Randolph, he does it all. Pro photographer Fred Conrad, he catches it all with his Canon AE1 program. So advanced to capture Willie's sheer grace at second base. So much camera to follow Willie all the way home.
Hey, can I try your Canon? Sure, it's simple.
In sun or shade, it's a snap to use. The Canon AE1 program, so advanced, it's simple. Canon, the official camera of the Atlanta Braves.
Hi, I'm Dale Murphy. I want to tell you about an exciting way for you to identify with your Atlanta Braves. It's the Braves Clubhouse Collection mail-order catalog that offers the official Braves items that all fans need. With the Braves Clubhouse Collection catalog, you can order Braves t-shirts in many different styles. There are also handsome Braves sports shirts, and for the athletic-minded, we offer Braves sportswear. You can get official Braves uniforms, jackets, and caps, as well as replica Braves apparel for the adult fan and children of all ages. The Braves catalog also offers bats, balls, pennants, and a big selection of gift and novelty items, from the youngest fan to the adult women and men. It's all there in the Braves Clubhouse Collection, and you know it's official because you've purchased directly from the Atlanta Braves. To order your catalog today, send your name, address, and $1 to Braves Catalog, P.O. Box 4064, Atlanta, Georgia 30302. You will receive a coupon worth $1 toward your first catalog order.
We go to the top of the 15th inning. The ball game is tied at 10, and to tell you all about it, here's Ernie.
Gorman, the pitcher, will lead it off. And Garber's first pitch is hit foul up by third. Knight will follow. Day. 0-1. The outfield straightaway. Put that ball into left center. Somebody should catch it. Harper, he's got it. Gorman flies to left. He came in batting 0-4-3. Now Ray Knight hit a base hit last time up, then he scored in front of Howard Johnson's homer to put the Mets out in front by 2. That happened in the 13th. Then Harper's home run in the bottom of the 13th made it 10-10. It came with 2 outs and 2 strikes. The 0-1. Low and away. Garber working his second inning. One ball, 1 strike. Well hit. Past Ramirez. Should be a base hit. Knight made a big turn and gets back. Hit that ball hard. Ramirez lunging to his left. Couldn't come up with it.
But talk about great fans. You just came in the booth. The head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, Mike Fratello, and the assistant coach, Brendan Sir. And their buddy, John Winnan. And they're going to stick to the bitter end.
Here's Johnson. He didn't start the ball game. Johnson has 2 hits and 3 tries. A homer and a single, both in important spots. Curveball in there. Heap is on deck. A runner at first, 1 down. Knight is chased back. Got back again. Oakland beat Toronto last night. And the pitch. The foul. Some of the fireworks are going on. Some just couldn't wait, I guess. 1 ball, 1 strike. "36 hits in the ball game, 22 by New York. Each team guilty of an error. We're in the top of the 15th. Let up and a beauty. 1 and 2. Make it 1 and 3. Scoreboard was wrong. So was I. He got him on the changeup. Now Danny Heap. 2 outs, a runner first. Heap is 1 for 3. Knight at first with a pretty big lead, but he doesn't run that often. And the pitch bounced toward second. Zavella should handle it. The little flip to Ramirez. And we've sailed through the top of the 15th. We go to the bottom half. 10-10.
I'm Skip Carey, one of the Braves announcers for the Sporting News, and I've got an offer for you you won't want to miss. Capture the excitement of baseball as only the Sporting News can deliver it. Baseball comes to life as never before in the Sporting News. The close calls, the head-first slides, the blasts, and the smash-ups. The entire season is covered by some 40 baseball writers around the country reporting from the scene where the action is. You get 30 issues of the Sporting News for less than 50 cents an issue. That's half off the newsstand price, or like getting 2 for the price of 1. And listen to this. You pay the total of $14.88 in 3 easy monthly installments of just $4.96 each. It's never been easier. So call now to get your 30 issues for less than 50 cents each. Here's how.
To subscribe to the Sporting News, call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. You'll get 30 issues for 3 easy payments of only $4.96 each. Call now, 1-800-257-1234.
Tells it right. Your window on the world both day and night.
Every week, you see more live coverage on CNN than the other 3 networks combined. Verdicts, victims, highlights, blessings, drama, decisions. CNN's live coverage lets you make up your own mind about what you see and hear.
Experience live on CNN.
Bottom half of the 15th inning. He was clean shaven when the game started. Which was some time ago.
Yes, it was.
Washington, lefty against lefty. Curveball just outside. Washington with 3 hits tonight, including a triple back in the first inning. Now the Braves fans get with it. A little staccato clapping. 1-0. D-right. Ramirez is on deck. Then Murphy. Gorman pitches. Look out. That one slipped. Tom Gorman. I don't believe any relation to Tom Gorman, the former pitcher and umpire. Great after-dinner speaker. Now a supervisor of umps. 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Here's a 3-1 on the way. Fly ball short left. Keep 1 down. One down for Ramirez. Raffy with 2 hits. Last 2 times up, he has hit safely. He enabled the game to be tied because if he's not aboard, Harper's home run puts the Braves 1 run short. That happened in the 13th. Murphy on deck. And the pitch. Strike call. Gorman came on in the 13th. Here's the 0-1. Hit foul. 0-2. John Sterling and Ernie Johnson with you from Atlanta. 3 more games with the Mets. Friday night, which is tonight.
And they're being played in just 1 day.
Yes. Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon. Saturday afternoon will not be on Braves TV. The 0-2 popped him up. Hernandez calling for it. 2 down. Now listen to the fans as Murphy comes to the plate. They only have one thought in mind. Is "Send Me Home, Dale Murphy." A song something like that. He knocked in 3 runs back in the 8th. That was his only hit of the night. He's walked 1. He doubled in 3. That put Atlanta on top by a run. He had no luck against that Scroogey. That's what he's throwing. Last time up, he was fanned. 1-0. And the 1-0. Strike call, says Terry Tater. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's had trouble with Gorman, as you read that stat. He doesn't want that particular pitch from Gary Carter. He wants that one, and it was a Scroogey, and it's a pop-up. Backman fights it and catches it foul for out number 3. Folks, we've gone through 15. Thanks for being with us on Braves Baseball. It's 10-10.
There's nothing between you and a world of admiring eyes except your swimsuit. What you wear should fit your body's every curve to accentuate your finest attributes. You always want to look your best. Now you can choose the wet look, an alluring midnight black suit with seductive side mesh panels. Or if the wild look is what you're after, this exotic zebra-striped wraparound is ideal for showing off your best features. You could easily pay $40 or more for these long-wearing nylon lycra spandex suits. But now you can take your choice of either tantalizing suit in a special TV offer for only $19.99 each. Or order both suits and be wet and wild for only $29.99. That's right, only $29.99 for both eye-catching swimsuits. The same suits featured in Suncoast magazine as the new hot look for 1985. As a special bonus, someone will win a one-week all-expense-paid vacation for two to Jamaica, plus $1,000 in cash. This offer carries a money-back guarantee if not completely satisfied, and you still could win the free trip to Jamaica. So when there's nothing between you and the world but your swimsuit, make it wet and wild. Your admirers will love it.
To order, call 1-800-257-1234. That's 1-800-257-1234. Or save COD and credit card charges by sending check or money order for $19.99 for one or $29.99 for both. Plus $3 shipping and handling to Wet n Wild, P.O. Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia. No purchase necessary to register for trip and cash. Just send name and address to Wet n Wild, P.O. Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia.
Inning number 16. Here's John.
Here's Len Dykstra, who's been up, I think, 75 times tonight. He's crouching lower and lower and takes a strike. Three for 7 and a walk. That's a nice short hop pickup by Zavella, one away. We're in the top of the 16th. The ball game is tied at 10.
This is a good play by Zavella, going to his left. Kind of a long hop, the kind that are most difficult. It wouldn't get through, and that's one down.
There's Zoo. Brave Stanford graduate. And a resident stretch artist. Time was called. That pitch will not count. There have been 20 runs, 36 hits, 2 errors, and 12 pitchers.
About time to pass out patches, you know. I was there on July 4th.
And sandwiches, too. 0-2 on Backman.
I was there on July 4th and 5th.
That's right.
We had some friends come down from Manchester, Connecticut. Harold and Marie Turkington. They said, oh, we'll stay. They're still over there.
Want to see a ball game? Gino makes this play. 2-way. Two outs now. Keith Hernandez, who has already hit for the cycle tonight. Single, double, triple, and home run. And a walk.
Our guests are staying. I think Lois is asleep, though. No, she came over and said, I'm hanging in there tough. 20-3.
This game was to have begun at 20 minutes to 8. Then there was rain. Then they played. Then there was rain. And they have played. I tell you, a guy's going to sleep well tonight. The guys on the on-deck circle, Gary Carter, who has caught the whole ball game.
I admire these people. We've still got a lot of people here watching this ball game.
Yep.
And it's not Friday night. This is Thursday, and a lot of them probably got to work tomorrow. They might not be too good at it, but they're going out there tomorrow. Still okay. And hats off to the crew, too.
Yeah.
We're approaching a doubleheader.
It's 2-2. Gino has been terrific since coming in. Has allowed just one hit. By the way, take back what I said about Wes Gardner. The Mets have only starting pitchers left. Gardner has been sent back to Tidewater. Braves have one non-starter left, Rick Camp. That should end the inning. Zuvella tosses him out. Nothing across for the Mets. We go to the bottom of the 16th, and the score tied at 10.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send
The Statue of Liberty. For once in a lifetime, Americans can actually own authentic material from a national monument. Removed during restoration, authentic monument metal has been struck into a commemorative medallion, proudly fixed in a historic belt buckle, layered in sterling silver and 24-karat gold. The buckle comes with a certificate of authenticity signed by Lee Iacocca, chairman of the Statue of Liberty Ellis Island Foundation, which receives a royalty from each sale to restore the lady. The price for your piece of American history, $39.95, money back guaranteed.
To order, phone toll-free 1-800-257-1234. Send check or money order for $39.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to Leslie Manufacturing Incorporated, P.O. Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia 30357. A memorable gift, as well as a timeless keepsake, this stunning buckle was designed by John Behringer, whose work is on permanent display in New York's Museum of Modern Art. So call now, toll-free, 1-800-257-1234, or send check or money order for $39.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to Leslie Manufacturing Incorporated, P.O. Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia 30357.
Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
Believe it or not, when this game is over, and the scoreboard show and the fireworks show, the Superstation will show that. Jacques Cousteau, the first 75 years after this game. This game has gone 74 years.
He's 76 now.
And I feel 76, so everything is right. If you think we're punchy, you're right. We go to the bottom of the 16th. Game is tied at 10 in the world's longest game. Not by innings, but Gerald Perry leads off against Tom Gorman. Perry, then the hero of the hour, Terry Harper, and Ken Obergefell. There's so many amusing stories that will be told after tonight's game, no matter what happens, no matter when it ends, even if it ends on this pitch, which it doesn't. Oh, and 2 on Gerald. For example, one of the writers who covers the Braves regularly for the Journal Constitution, Chris Mortensen, has his daughter Shannon visiting him from California. She's about 14, I guess. And I don't think she's ever expected to see this much baseball in her life. And the coach of the Hawks, Mike Fratello, came up and said, "You can't believe this. I have my parents here. They're down from New Jersey. And they're still here."
I was just thinking about they haven't had a wave for a while, and even though there's not too many, they're waving.
These fans are fabulous. Now, what do you think? These fans are absolutely fabulous. As the wave ripples around the stadium at 2:45 in the morning.
I wish there's some way we could give them a rain check.
Yeah.
Another game.
Gerald Perry leading off the 16th has an 0-2 count. Danny Heap in left field makes the catch, one away. In the bottom of the 13th, Terry Harper came up with Ramirez on first base. Gorman had struck out Murphy and Perry, and Harper had a 1-2 count. And he hit the left field screen for a 2-run home run, his 8th of the year. Terry Harper has 4 hits tonight. And he takes a strike. It's a 10-10 ball game in the bottom of the 16th. Now the count 1-1 on Terry. One and two. You know, Ernie, one thing about Terry Harper getting a chance to play regularly for the first time, we're a few games away from the half-year point. You know, he has pretty good figures.
Yes, sir.
If he winds up with 15 homers and 75 RBIs, it's not bad. He has 8 homers, 35 RBIs now. That one will be caught by the shortstop, Howard Johnson. 2-way.
Pretty good Frisbee thrower, Keith Hernandez.
The Frisbee throw comes after the fireworks display later tonight. Two-way here is Obi. And there's a base hit. Winning run at first base, 2 outs for Bruce Benedict. Oberkfell tonight has walked, doubled, grounded out, singled, grounded out, intentionally walked, popped up, and singled. So he has 3 hits. 3 hits and 2 walks. Now the Braves get their bullpen started because the on-deck hitter is Gene Garber. Rick Camp gets up to throw. You know, in the first inning, Rick Mailer had all kinds of trouble, and Rick Camp got up to throw then. A long time ago. 2-0 on Benedict. The Braves have Garber on deck. Atlanta has one more non-pitcher left, and that's Paul Runge. And if Benedict should get on, let's say they're first and second and 2 out, the Braves would probably take a shot to win it. A strike is called. 2-1. And the count goes to 3-1 on Benedict. Oberkfell has just fair speed at first base. And the Braves have the winning run at second base. Now the Braves will send up their last non-pitcher, Paul Runge. And one shot to win the game. Now Runge pinch hits for Garber. If there is a 17th, Rick Camp would pitch for the Braves. Runge has only been up 16 times. He has 2 hits. And if he gets a base hit here to win the game, he'll never forget it as long as he lives. And neither will I. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Breaking ball strike from Gorman to Runge. Mets have 22 hits. The Braves have 15 hits. And the count evens 1-1. Good cut, fouled away, 1-2. The only pitchers the Mets have left are starting pitchers. They go in a 5-man rotation, where the Braves have been using a 4-man rotation. So looks like it's up to Tom Gorman. The 1-2. 2-2. Braves have Ken Oberkfell at second base. Bruce Benedict's at first. Benedict does not matter at all. If Obi scores, the game's over. To deep left. Heat goes back. Back on the track. Heat makes the catch. And we go to the 17th. Runge gave it a ride. But Heat tied up with it on the track about 3 feet shy of the wall. No runs on a hit. The Braves lead 2. And at the end of 16 innings of play, we're all tied at 10.
CNN Business News brings you a week's worth of financial news and information that you can put to use every day. Every weeknight at 7 and again at 11 Eastern. See Moneyline with Lou Dobbs. Use Moneyline's in-depth reports and interviews as a guide to the investment business. Then, Saturday and Sunday, Money Week ties the week's business events together for an overview of the business world. With shows at these times, you'll find Money Week at a time that suits you. Saturdays, meet the powerful people, top executives of Fortune 500 companies on Pinnacle. You'll find out how they got there, what they would or would not do again. Sundays, CNN takes you inside business for an insider's look at the mergers, the buyouts, the shrewd deals. And when it comes to your money, discover new ways to save it, invest it, and spend it. See Your Money on Sunday mornings. In today's tough business environment, you're only as good as your information. Make sure you have all the facts with CNN Business News.
There's only one place to turn for super movies, the Superstation. Here's what you can look forward to. Super movies are coming soon on your Superstation WTBS.
Paul Runge stays in the game, and he will play third base. Rick Camp is the new Braves pitcher. They're 7th, and Camp will hit 6th. Runge hit for Garber. That was in the 7th spot. We go to the top half of the 17th inning. The ball game is tied at 10. Gary Carter will lead off the 17th for the Mets, and I'm going to pass the baton to Ernie.
Thank you, John. Gary Carter against Camp. Garber pitched very well. He went 3 shutout innings. And the curveball is a strike from Camp. Here's the 0-1. High into the air foul. Let's see if Runge can catch up to it. He's going to be near that railing. He's going to be just out of reach. Ramirez was there, too. It was close. Harper in from left. Oh, and 2. Camp with a record of 2-3, ERA 3.09. No saves. Terry Tato wants to look at that baseball. Carter with 3 hits tonight and 2 RBIs. And here's an 0-2 to him. Just off the corner, 1-2. The infield now, Runge, Ramirez, Zabella, Terry. And the pitch, swung on, hit hard, center field hit. Gary Carter starts the 17th with a singleless inning.
Well, the Mets in their dugout, I guess that's to promote a rally, turning their caps inside out.
Now Strawberry. It's worked so far. Can drive you a little loony. Especially when it looks like you got the game won and then tied. The 1-0 is low. Gorman's on deck.
Thank heavens the Cubs are playing at Wrigley Field, which means afternoon games. We'll soon be getting warm-ups for their game against the Giants.
2 balls, no strikes. Fouled away. 2-1. Back in 1964 versus the Cubs, the Mets got 23 hits in a ball game. They have tied it here tonight. A team record. Tied. 23 hits. Two and two. And the delivery is low. 3-2. Carter at first base. He's looking to see whether they want him to go or not. He's not going. The pitch is called strike 3. Strawberry couldn't believe it. He's arguing with Terry Tata. Here comes Davy Johnson, and Strawberry's out of here. He just threw Strawberry out. Temper's a little short right now due to the longevity. And Johnson shouldn't be out there arguing about balls and strikes, or he'll be gone. He's gone, too. You cannot argue about balls and strikes. Strawberry throws his batting helmet, the bat. So 2 ejections if we read it right. I know Strawberry, and it looked like Johnson, too. Here at 5 minutes till 3 in Atlanta.
Well, here's the pitch to Strawberry. Well, I think it was at the knees or maybe a little low. It's where it crosses the plate, not where it's caught. And that's too close to argue, really. Strawberry has struck out for the 3rd straight time. Don't forget, Terry Tata has been behind the plate all night long. He has no dugout to go to, no restroom to use, no drinks of water. And he's yelling at the Mets dugout again. Anyway, there's one away with Carter at first.
Terry Tata wants Johnson to lead. There's Rusty Staub to the left. And now Johnson will go up the runway anyway. Sometimes they put a little stool up there, and you can still give instructions, just as long as you get out of sight. This is Gorman, and he's going to bunt and takes it low. Runge right on top of it, so was Perry. Gorman flied out last time, back in the 15th. Missed the bunt. We're in the 17th now. Well, that little confrontation shook it up a little bit. Been sailing along without too much happening since back in the 13th. Now the 1-1. He is bunting and fouled it. 1-2, and that got Benedict. In the 13th, they had a 2-run homer out of Howard Johnson. It looked like it put it away for New York, but with 2 outs and a runner at first, Terry Harper hit the foul screen and left to tie it. 1-2. Will he try it again? If he fouls it, and he did, that is a strikeout.
You know, one thing, Bruce Benedict just got hit twice on foul tips. And it's Bruce Benedict against the world. The Braves have no other players left.
let's not even think about that. But anyway, Benedict got struck twice, so there are 2 outs now.
Well, I'll tell you what they could do. Tell you what we could do. If Benedict got hurt, you've got a choice of Runge going behind the plate or bring in Dale Murphy from center field.
Runge.
Runge has been working out as a catcher.
Yeah.
Foul away. Then you might have a different-looking third baseman. I don't know who would play.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you put Dale Murphy behind the plate and he got hurt, no. So I think it would be Paul Runge, and then
maybe Murphy or somebody moving to third.
Yeah. Oh, they got Terry Harper could play third. Yeah.
That's right. Harper has played some third. Ray Knight's the batter. He has hit safely his last 2 times. A little bit high. A runner at first and 2 down.
You can understand why Terry Tater would be a little testy. He's been up there a long time behind the plate.
The hardest job an umpire has. That's the hardest position. 1 ball, 1 strike. Grounder toward deep short. Tough play. Raffi got him at second base on a nice play. Throw a little low, and Zavella handled it. That's a 6-4. We go to the bottom half of inning number 17. It's 10-10.
Got a whistle in you? Toyota will help you load up for less. Chrome front bumper, split bench seat, AM/FM stereo combo. Buy any of these 1985 Toyota trucks, and you can load up with over $1,000 worth of added features for only $399. So load up and save $659. Look for this sticker.
Now that's worth whistling about.
What a feeling. Toyota.
Most commercials try to sell you something. I'd like to tell you how to get more use out of something you probably already have. CNN and headline news. CNN, you know when to watch CNN for live news, debates, interviews, in-depth coverage. But headline news, you may not even know where it is on your TV. It's worth finding because sometimes you want the whole story and then sometimes you want just the highlights right now. For the whole story, watch CNN. For the highlights, the headlines, turn to headline news. Headline news is a full half hour of the latest news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Best of all, it's on every half hour, whenever you want it. And it's fresh news that's updated constantly. Together, CNN and headline news give you choices you've never had. Look for headline news on your cable system. And if you don't have headline news, call your cable operator to get it.
Mr. Christensen is now playing right field. That's John Christensen taking over for Darryl Strawberry, who was ejected for disputing a called strike. We're going to the bottom half of inning number 17. Gorman with a couple of more tosses wants to get loose. Here comes Zavella. Thomas Gorman has pitched very well. He came on in the 13th inning. We're now playing in the 17th. He allowed 2 runs on that 2-run home run by Harper, but since then the Braves haven't done anything against him. Zavella leads it off. He's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 5. He didn't start the game. And the pitch to him, a little bit high, 1-0. Washington on deck, then Rafael Ramirez. And the 1-0. The right call, says Terry Tater. Washington goes back to the dugout. The Braves now have their hats on inside out, down in their dugout. It's gotten everybody. The 1-1. Popped him up. Out behind second is Backman, and he's got it. Maybe we can get a shot of the Braves, too. There they are. Here's Bedrock. Anything to help. Here's Claudel. Washington has had 3 hits tonight. This is 9th time to the plate. And the pitch. Popped him up, right up the elevator shaft. Knight. The ball was foul. First 2 have gone quietly. Washington fouling to Ray Knight, now Rafael Ramirez. Ramirez has 2 RBIs tonight. Grounded out in the first to score a run. He walked with the bases loaded in the 8th. He's had 2 hits. Murphy on deck in the pitch. Right call. Terry Tata still sounding off. The outfield straightaway. Knight hanging around third base bag. And the pitch. A little bit high. Don't forget, immediately following this game, we're going to have the fireworks display. And we'll give you a rundown on all the other scores, all the particulars. 1-1. There's that screwball, 1-2. Breaks away from right-handed batters. If you've got one that goes away and down, you can imagine how hard that is to hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're going to take a different angle at it. There's a base hit to left. Ramirez keeps it alive. He got Murphy up, and he almost got to second base. The ball gets away, but not far enough. Murphy. He's had no luck against Gorman. He's struck out and fouled out. Perry would be next. Two away. Ramirez off first. And Murphy waiting. And the pitch to him. Swung on, hit high into the air in right center field, but it should be caught. Christensen one-hands it for out number 3. We're still moving along. We go to the 8th inning. Make it 18, and it's 10-10.
I'm Skip Carey, one of the Braves announcers for the Sporting News, and I've got an offer for you you won't want to miss. Capture the excitement of baseball as only the Sporting News can deliver it. Baseball comes to life as never before in the Sporting News. The close calls, the head-first slides, the blasts, and the smash-ups. The entire season is covered by some 40 baseball writers around the country reporting from the scene where the action is. You get 30 issues of the Sporting News for less than 50 cents an issue. That's half off the newsstand price, or like getting 2 for the price of 1. And listen to this. You pay the total of $14.88 in 3 easy monthly installments of just $4.96 each. It's never been easier. So call now to get your 30 issues for less than 50 cents each. Here's how.
To subscribe to the Sporting News, call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. You'll get 30 issues for 3 easy payments of only $4.96 each. Call now, 1-800-257-1234.
Like a lot of other guys, I like to keep up with sports on TV. Baseball, football, and hockey, basketball, tennis, boxing, you name it. Now we can get the latest scores at our convenience on CNN Headline News. Every 30 minutes, CNN Headline News gives us the sport. At 20 minutes past the hour and 10 minutes before the next hour, around the clock. Sports on Headline News. That's convenient. Look for Headline News on your cable system or call your cable operator to get it.
We're going to the 18th. Howard Johnson leads it off. I don't know. I can't answer that sign. Here's John.
Oh, me. Howard Johnson will lead off. He hit the 2-run home run the 13th that gave the Mets a 10-8 lead, and with 2 outs, Terry Harper tied it with a 2-run home run. This game began with an hour-and-a-half rain delay. That was at 7:40 in the evening. That was on Thursday. This is Friday. It is 3:10 in Atlanta, and the count is 2-0 on Johnson. Howard Johnson, Danny Heap, and Len Dykstra. All left-hand hitters. And there's a base hit by Howard Johnson. Johnson came in for the starting shortstop, Santana. And he has had himself 3 hits in the ballgame. Oh, the Mets have the go-ahead run at first base. That is their 24th hit, and that will represent a new high for the Mets. Their previous high, 23, against the Cubs back in '64. We have that game on tape, and we'll run it for you.
And that's 40 total hits in the game.
And 13 pitchers and 20 runs and all that jazz. There's the bunt. Camp should go to second. He does. Bad throw. Johnson will go to third, and the Mets have a king-size rally in the 18th. Rick Camp had a play at second base. He had an easy force because Heap bunted the ball too hard and right back at him, but he threw it low, and the Mets are in business. That'll go down as a sacrifice and an error on Camp.
Yes, he had plenty of time. Right here, he's just going to throw a strike. Threw it low.
Well, they don't give him a sacrifice. They give him a fielder's choice and an error on Camp. Now, the Braves have to bring the infield in. Here's Dykstra. This kid been up and down between Tidewater and the big club this year a couple of times. I've been at bat only 33 times, and just about equal that tonight. First and third, no one out. Top of the 18th. As a foul ball. They weren't playing the runner at first. He was going to second base. Heap. And he'll come back on the foul ball. 20 runs, 40 hits, 3 errors, 13 pitchers. Two ejections.
A protest.
A protest. Forgot about the protest. Camp has to get the ground ball here. He doesn't, and that will score the run. Murph in center field will make the catch. Howard Johnson scores, and the Mets lead it 11-10 on the sacrifice fly by Lenny Dykstra. Now Dykstra gets his second RBI of the game and his sixth of the year. Now a runner at first base. That's Danny Heap. 1 out. And here is Wally Backman with Hernandez on deck. And the strike. In the bottom of the 17th, the Braves will have Gerald Perry. 18th, excuse me. Gerald Perry, Terry Harper, and Rick Camp. And they have no one to pinch hit for Camp. You know, I was going to say Rick Mailer, but he started this game tonight, didn't he? He can't come in. Well, Zane Smith. That should be 2. There's one of them. And Backman beat the throw. It's a force at second. And here's Hernandez. Hernandez has hit for the cycle tonight. The runner goes, and it's a fly ball to right field, which Claudel will come in
Murphy will cut in front, make the catch. However, the Mets take the lead. They get a run on a hit and a big error, throwing error, which set up the run, and leave one at the end of 17 and a half. The Mets 11 and the Braves 10.
That sound is going to catch you more fish than you ever thought possible. Introducing the electronic fish caller, the world's first fishing lure to attract fish with electronic sound. Just cast it in the water and watch the fish gather around. They'll almost jump right into your boat. Because the electronic fish caller actually contains a tiny microtransmitter, producing an underwater sound that calls fish right up to the hook. Order your electronic fish caller now, and as a special TV offer, we'll send you the incredible Super Flat. And wait, there's more. Order now, and you'll also receive 2 Vortex Ultimate Minnows, all featuring the unique Vortex Action Enhancement System, so it looks, feels, acts, smells, and sounds like real-life bait. Bring home the big ones. Amaze yourself and astonish your friends. Order the electronic fish caller and your bonus lures now.
Call now for your electronic fish caller and bonus lures. 1-800-257-1234. To save COD charges, use your credit card or send $19.99 plus $3 postage and handling to Fish Caller, Box 7500, Atlanta, Georgia. That's 1-800-257-1234.
Tells it right. Your window on the world both day and night.
Every week, you see more live coverage on CNN than the other 3 networks combined. Verdicts, victims, highlights, blessings, drama, decisions. CNN's live coverage lets you make up your own mind about what you see and hear.
Experience live on CNN.
You see the line total. We're in the bottom of the 18th. The Braves have Gerald Perry, Terry Harper, and then a thorny question. Rick Camp. The Braves have no players left. They have Rick Camp as the 3rd hitter, and in all deference to our buddy Rick, you really don't want him to represent the final out of the game. They could pinch it, I guess, Bedrosian or Zane Smith are the guys who are left. There's a strike. And that represents another question. Who would pitch in the 19th? Would you pitch one of your starting pitchers? 0-1 to Gerald. Oh, Gorman made a nice play. 1 away. One away, and here's Terry Harper. Harper tied the game in the 13th with a 2-run home run. And that has to be on the mind of Tom Gorman and Gary Carter. Terry has a double, 2 singles, and a home run tonight. And he tried to tie it right there. And Rick Camp is on deck. The Mets lead at 11-10. We're in the bottom half of the 18th. Count of 0-2. Two-way and an 0-2 count on Harper. I don't know if this guy is blowing taps or what. These fans are sensational here. Sensational. It is 3:20 in the morning, and now, with 1 out and an 0-2 count, the Mets send their pitching coach, Mel Stottlemyre, out. He might be running the team. I don't know who's running the team. Davey Johnson was tossed. He's running the team. Davey is from the tunnel, probably. Stottlemyre, I guess, is telling Gorman what to throw, because the last time Harper had 2 strikes on him, he tied the game with a home run. And also, they know that the Braves are out of hitters and have Rick Camp on deck. So, You see Carter, he wants the pitch away, whatever it is.
John, there was another ball game, probably the longest as far as going into the morning hours, August 10th, 1977. The Expos at Philadelphia, second game of doubleheader. Phillies 6, Expos 1. Game ended 3:23.
Hernandez will scoop it and touch the bag 2 away.
And in that game, there were 4 rain delays. Just to give you an idea of what's happened here tonight. Here's Camp.
Well, this is why you always save a player. This is absolutely the reason. I thought the Braves did the right thing. They let Runge take a shot at winning it, and he hit the ball well. But now 2 outs and 0 on. The Mets are waving their outfielders in. The whole Met team waving their outfielders in. Here's Rick Camp with a game on the line. 2 outs and 0 on base. And at least he took a good cut and fouled it off. Ernie, if he hits a home run to tie this game, this game will be certified as absolutely the nuttiest in the history of baseball.
Well, they could go to another pitcher, but in 18 innings, they've used just about everybody.
No, the only 3 guys left are Bedrosian, Perez, and Zane Smith. There's a strike 0-2.
So they've researched that, and they figure that Camp is the best hitter of the 3 left.
It'll be an 0-2 pitch.
And he is at the deep left. Heat goes back. It is gone. Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Rick Camp. Rick Camp. I don't believe it. Remember what I just said. If he hits a home run, that certifies this game as the wackiest, wildest, most improbable game in history. On an 0-2 pitch, Rick Camp hit it over the left center field wall. I don't believe it. If you only knew on the Braves, we kid Rick Camp about his hitting more than anything. Ernie.
Nobody can believe it. Camp makes it 11-11, his first Major League homer. And here's Benedict.
I mean, that is the most improbable act.
Let's see it again, Ernie. We got to look at this another 50 times. That goes deep. It's out of here.
And it hit the football bleachers. I mean, if you told me that John Sterling's going to run for president and win, that wouldn't be any more improbable. And I got to tell you, that's improbable. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, the count on Benedict is 3-0. And if I was Tom, you know, when Camp came up, and we didn't show it, Gary Carter and the Mets infielders waved everybody in. Let's cut off the pop fly. Mark Goldsmith corrects me, our director. I'm sorry. I mean a shot on your feet. I looked at the monitor. I didn't see it, but he said they did show it. Isn't that amazing? That's the most amazing thing that's ever happened in baseball. That's mind-boggling. The count on Benedict 3-2. Obviously, the first homer of his Major League career. Is that unbelievable? I'll tell you. The odds on that have to be 1,000,000 to 1. 10 million to 1. What do I know? The pitch. And Benedict walks. The Braves had run out of players. They decided not to use Bedrosian or Perez or Zane Smith to pinch hit for Camp, who is acknowledged as...
Well, they figured he was the best hitter left out of the 3. That's what they figured.
Here's Paul Runge, the winning run at first. Ray Knight makes the play. And we go to the 19th. If you polled the Major League players, who would be the least likely guy to hit a home run to tie it up, I think they'd say Rick Camp. The Braves, on Camp's first Major League home run, have tied it. He gets a standing ovation. We go to the 19th, all tied at 11.
the great taste of Diet Coke and caffeine-free Diet Coke. Same real cola taste and no caffeine.
There's a changing world out there, and so much of it we want to share with you. CNN, showing life from every point of view. And just because we care, we're always there. CNN tells it right. Your window on the world both day and night. You will see things that make history. The laughter and the tears, the hopes and fears. CNN on the go, because you have the right to know the score. Where there's war, tribulation, new sensations, we bring you so much more. I witnessed the incredible, experience the wonderful, the joys of peace, the world within your reach. Experience life on CNN.
The picture of dejection. That's Tom Gorman. He gave up a game-tying home run to Rick Camp with 2 outs, no one on base, and an 0-2 count. That's about the most unforgettable moment in baseball. We go to the 19th inning, tied at 11. I don't know how you describe it. Unforgettable, improbable, absolutely amazing. We go to the 19th. Here's Ernie.
Thank you very much, John. Camp to Gary Carter, down low. Carter with 1, 2, 3 hits tonight. Make it 4.
By the way, now this game is the longest in time. It'll end the latest of any game in history.
That's up the middle, going to be a base hit. Carter starts the 19th with a single. Scorebook looks like a chicken walked all over it. Got to go to a couple of more pages here.
You know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to look up Rick Camp's lifetime batting average.
This is Christensen up for the first time. Strawberry was ejected.
Lifetime, Rick Camp, going into this year, was up 162 times and had 10 hits.
Bunted. Good bunt. Benedict's going to have to hurry, and he gets him. Sacrifice work. Zavella came over to take the toss. Let's see, the pitchers due up, I believe. Let's see what we get. They still have Rusty Staub, and it might be Babe Ruth. Here he comes. Big Rusty. Staub is a pinch hitter for Gorman.
Yes.
Ron Darling's running down to the bullpen. They might go to a starter here.
Well, they don't have anything less other than starters.
And I believe he was scheduled for Sunday, so he's a natural choice. There's Darling. Staub, one of the all-time great pinch hitters. And he has around 2,700 hits in his career.
Yeah, I can't believe the Braves would pitch to Rusty.
But Staub at 240. 1 homer and 5 RBI. Knight is on deck. They're going to walk Staub. Ball 2 outside. That'll bring on Knight, who has had 2 consecutive hits. He got hit number 20 and number 22. They have 25. The Braves have 17. The most dramatic, of course, Rick Camp's homer with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Knight with runners at first and second. Howard Johnson on deck. We have played 2 games, folks. We're starting on the 3rd. This is the top of the 19th. Unbelievable comebacks by both teams. That's line foul on the right side. 0-1. But maybe the Braves a little more dramatic. When you think of the Mets had it 1, Harper hit a 2-run homer to tie it
with 2 strikes.
With 2 strikes, and then Camp hits his first major league home run to make it 11-11. Staub is at first. Carter's at second. Signed by Benedict. And the 0-1 pitch. Driven to right center field. Can anybody catch up? Claudel can't make it. This is going to score a run. Carter's in. Staub to third. And that's going to make it 12-11. As Ray Knight has done it again. Washington just couldn't get up to it. He hit it right center field.
Well, Rick got the pitch up, and Ray Knight hit it very hard to right center field, and just past Claudel. Staub, who doesn't run well, can only get to third, and the Braves will now walk Howard Johnson.
This will load them for Danny Heap. They have no other choice. Try to go for 2. Now the 3-0. Puts Johnson at first. Knight's at second. Staub at third. A run in. It's 12-11. Now Danny Heap. High and away, 1-0. Fouled away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Three on and 1 out. The Braves at double play depth. And the 1-1. Strike call, 1-2. Little low. And the 2-2 on the way. Base hit right field. That'll score 1. Throw toward the plate. Going to be not in time. Bounced off the runner. Another runner coming to the plate. And 3 are going to score. First of all, give Heap a single. Probably 2 RBIs. And when the ball bounced away, 3 scored.
It's a base hit by Heap. A couple of runs came in. Claudel trying to get the runner at the plate. Actually, the ball hits the runner as Benedict is going up the line. The ball was a little off line, and it got kicked by that base runner in a foul territory, and the third run scored.
It's 15-11. Pitches low to Dykstra. It's a single, 2 RBIs, an error on the throw by Claudel, allowing the other run to come in. 1-0. Fly ball, left center. Murphy going back, should catch it on the run, and he does. The tag at second, and Heap goes to third. Dykstra makes out number 2. But 4 runs have scored here in the top of the 19th. And the batter, Wally Backman. He has 3 hits. Ray Knight, who was hitless until the 13th, has reeled off 3 straight hits, including what now appears to be the game winner. 0-1. Into center field, base hit, another run in. That's Backman. Totally out of hand now is the understatement. 16-11 with 5 runs here in the 19th. You have it 28 or 29 hits. I have it 29. Scoreboard's got it 28. Either way, it's not earth-shattering, is it? Here's Hernandez fouling away. Pitches outside. Hernandez with a single, double, triple, and homer. He's hit for the cycle. Backman at first. And Camp with a 1-1. Bounce out towards Zavella. That'll do it. But 5 runs have scored. We go to the bottom half of the 19th inning. 16-11, New York.
I'm Skip Carey, one of the Braves announcers for the Sporting News, and I've got an offer for you you won't want to miss. Any more than these guys want to miss a game-winning hit. Capture the excitement of baseball as only the Sporting News can deliver it. Baseball comes to life as never before in the Sporting News. The close calls, the head-first slides, the blasts, and the smash-ups. It's the one magazine that gives you no-nonsense details of all the major and minor league action. The ins and outs and the inside stories that help make our national pastime so great. Not only do I have to know all the baseball that's making news, but I want to, just like you. That's why I rely on the fact that the entire season is covered by some 40 baseball writers around the country reporting from the scene where the action is. Face it, to love baseball is to love the Sporting News. And talk about love, just listen to this half-price offer you're going to love. You get 30 issues of the Sporting News for less than 50 cents an issue. That's half off the newsstand price, or like getting 2 for the price of 1. And listen to this. You pay the total of $14.88 in 3 easy monthly installments of just $4.96 each. It's never been easier. So call now to get your 30 issues for less than 50 cents each. Here's how.
To subscribe to the Sporting News at the best possible price, call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. You'll get 30 issues for 3 easy payments of only $4.96 each. Call now, 1-800-257-1234.
This is Darling now pitching. We're going to the bottom half of the 19th. Zavella will lead it off. He'd be followed by Washington and then Ramirez. The Braves have had miracles all night, but I think they're probably out of them now. With 5 runs in the top half of this inning. This is the longest game in time and innings in both leagues this year. Darling, primarily a starter, delivers. It's bounced up by third, but it is foul. Zavella runs it out anyway, and that's what you're supposed to do. Well, let's check his record. Ron Darling, 7-2. What a year. 2.46, no saves. He's scheduled to pitch on Sunday. Tonight, Aguilera against Pascual Perez. Gorman stands to win it. Towards second. 1 down. Darling can't get a save because the lead is too great. Camp stands to lose it. Here's Washington. But what a game for drama, I tell you. Camp hitting that home run, Harper hitting the 2-run shot. Then the Mets came back a couple of times. Unbelievable game, and when Camp hit that home run, you just couldn't believe the reaction of the people here. That's toward first, and by Hernandez off his glove. Claudel will be at second base. Let's see how they score that. Washington with 3 hits already tonight. Hernandez usually has good hands. Should have had that ball. Now Ramirez. It's going to be ruled an error. He'd be the first one to tell you that, Hernandez. Here's Ramirez. He's had 3 hits tonight. Fastball outside corner. The Mets with 28 hits, the Braves with 17. 45 hits in the game and 27 runs. And toss in a couple of rain delays, and breakfast is right around the corner. It's 20 minutes to 4.
Well, you know, I figured out without the rain delays, this is a 6-hour ball game.
Yeah. You know, it's a shame anyone has to lose a game like this after playing so hard and so long. But the Braves are in tough shape right now on that great catch by the shortstop, Howard Johnson.
He bobbles it, but hangs on.
Now Dale Murphy. Strike on the outside corner. Two away. Murphy waits, and the curveball's in the dirt. Darling against Murphy with 2 away and a runner at second. High inside. Now the 2-1, 2-2. Carter with a sign. Darling with a 2-2. Murphy swings and hits it foul past third. Perry would be next. Signed by Carter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Washington off second base, and the 2-2 on the way. Inside, ball 3. Now a 3-2. Popped him foul. Out of play over first.
Ernie, who do you think is the tying run in this ballgame?
The what?
The tying run. That'd be Rick Kent.
It's getting to you, pal. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another 3-2 offering. Down low, ball 4. Here's Gerald Perry. Two on and 2 out. Perry looking for his first hit of the night. Harper's on deck. The 1-0. Strike call, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside. Strike call. Deuce is wild. 2 on, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the 2-2 to Gerald Perry. Pop foul, out of play. Harper would be next. Murphy first, Washington second. Perry trying to keep it going. In one of the most amazing games we've ever been a part of. 2-2. Driven along the line. Foul to left. It's going to be into the seats. Milkman's going to say, what are you doing up so late? Hernandez at first. Taking a little breather. Here's a 2-2. Inside. Ball 3. The Braves tied it in the 13th, tied it in the 18th, but have fallen 5 big ones behind here in the 19th. The pitch. Low ball 4. Bases are loaded. Terry Harper with 4 hits tonight, including a 2-run homer in the 13th. And Rick Camp comes to the on-deck circle.
Well, as I said, he is the tying run.
Darling's pitch. Outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. 2-0. Perry's at first, Murphy second, Washington third, and a 2-0 pitch. Strike call, 2-1. And the 2-1, driven toward right field. It's going to be in for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. It's bobbled. Terry to third. They'll hold him. Back to first goes Harper. It's 16-13 on a single to right by Harper. And Rick Camp, as we take one more look, little soft single to right. Christensen bobbled it for a moment. Didn't make any difference. 2 runs were going to score anyway. Kept the runner from staying at second, however. And they'll probably charge him with an error, I would think, to get the runner around to third. Here's Rick Camp. He represents the tying run. And the pitch. Strike call. And an 0-1. Swung on, it's foul, out of play. Coming, curveball outside. Swing and a miss, and it's over as Camp goes down on strike. And listen to the hand from these fans here for both sides, really. We talked about this. For what an effort. In 19 innings, the Mets win it 16-13. We'll be back with the totals right after this message.
There's a changing world out there, and so much of it we want to share with you. CNN, showing life from every point of view. And just because we care, we're always there. CNN tells it right. Your window on the world both day and night. You will see faces that make history, the laughter and the tears, the hopes and fears. CNN on the go, because you have the right to know the score. Where there's war, tribulation, new sensations, we bring you so much more. I witness the incredible, experience the wonderful, the joys of peace, the world within your reach. Experience life on CNN.
Know why Toyota's the #1 selling small truck? First off, nothing can get you out of the rough like a Toyota 4x4. Then, nothing can carry more equipment than the Toyota 1-ton. And no small van can carry more than a Toyota. And most important, nothing can outdrive a Toyota. No wonder Toyota's the #1 selling small truck in America.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
Like a lot of other guys, I like to keep up with sports on TV. Baseball, football, and hockey, basketball, tennis, boxing, you name it. Now we can get the latest scores at our convenience on CNN Headline News. Every 30 minutes, CNN Headline News gives us the sport. At 20 minutes past the hour and 10 minutes before the next hour, around the clock. Sports on Headline News. That's convenient. Look for Headline News on your cable system or call your cable operator to get it.
All right, here are your totals. In 19 innings, the New York Mets win it 16-13. 16 runs, 28 hits and 2 errors. The Braves 13 runs, 18 hits and 3 errors. Tom Gorman, the winner in relief. He's 4-3. Rick Camp, the loser, he is 2-4, and give Ray Knight the game-winning RBI. Home runs, Hernandez hit one in the 8th with nobody on. Johnson hit one in the 13th with 1 aboard. Harper in the 13th with 1 aboard, his 8th. And Rick Camp hit one in the 18th with nobody on, his first Major League home run. And that made the final score 16-13. One of the longest games that we've ever experienced, and we're happy that we had a part of it. Here's some of the highlights. Top of the first, 2 outs, Hernandez double to left center field. And then Carter will single Hernandez home. Here's the big catcher. Up the middle it goes. It's 1-0 New York. You can see how wet it became. Here's Claudell Washington, bottom of the first. He hits the ball down the right field side. It gets by Strawberry right there. But then Washington puts a deke on him around second base. Watch him right there. As he saw the ball being thrown to second, they didn't have a chance. He had a triple. And Ramirez on a ground out made the score 1-1 as Washington scored. After a rain delay, Oberkfell with a double. This is in the bottom of the third. Horner and Harper score, making it 3-1 Atlanta. Now in the top of the 4th inning, Wally Backman, an RBI single, hit it to center, and Santana scored at 3-2 Atlanta. Still in the top of the 4th. Hernandez again, a triple. He hit for the cycle tonight. That is a home run, triple, double, single. Washington trying to slide along and make a circus catch. Couldn't make it. It got by. Dykstra, Backman both scored. It's 4-3 Mets. Still, top of the 4th, Carter another base hit. RBI single, 5-3 New York. In the bottom of the 5th, Rick Cerrone singles. Harper scores. It's 5-4 New York. And in the top of the 6th inning, Strawberry with a single. Backman scores, and that makes it 6-4 New York. And I'm telling you, from now on, you see some dramatics. Top of the 8th, Hernandez a home run. And that makes it, well, you'd think perhaps out of reach. 7-4, but it's not. Bottom of the 8th, with the bases loaded, Dale Murphy drives the ball to deep left center field. Cleans the bases. It's 8-7 Atlanta. In the top of the ninth, however, Dykstra on a little infield hit. Horner trying to make a great play. Couldn't come up with it. A run scores. It's 8-8. Top of the 13th. Howard Johnson a home run. Knight was on first. It's 10-8 New York. Bottom of the 13th. Ramirez singles and Harper hits the foul pole. It's 10-10 in the bottom of the 13th. Then we go to the top of the 18th. A sac fly by Dykstra. That'll put New York out in front by 1. And in the bottom of the 18th, would you believe this? With 2 outs and 2 strikes, Rick Camp ties the ball game. Here it goes. First Major League home run for Camp. But in the 19th, Knight gets a game-winning double and 4 more runs score. Here's a game-winning double. 4 more runs score makes the final score 16-13 as the Braves came up with a couple of runs in the bottom half of the 19th. And our final in 19 innings, 16-13 Mets. And